Hello everyone, I am Tacet and welcome to the Gems of War stream. Today, one of our main goals is mainly going to be getting this Sunspear a little bit more leveled. Not sure exactly where we'll be able to get it to, probably 50, 55 kind of area possibly, question mark, I'm not sure. Depends really what kind of battling we do, if we just spam like the easier ones or just do actual legitimate battles, but we're mainly just going to be messing around with Sunspear, as this is probably one of the last times we're going to be using Sunspear, then doing the video later today, and then probably never using it again, because there is very, very little to use it for. The only really good aspect of it is it's currently the only hero class that has that freeze initially, but the next hero class is going to have that. So as soon as that comes in, that's no longer going to be a thing that's good on this hero class, because the other one will just be superior to it. And the only other thing that's really used for is Perpetual Redstorm, which doesn't come into play much. There's already things that kind of do that, like Infernus, Sunbird, and stuff like that. So not much of a need to really have a hero class that does it, since the color is already pretty covered at the moment. So not too useful in that regard either. So yeah, the only other aspect he really has is that it counts as a Roshka, which makes him good with Ubistet, but there isn't really many teams that get used in that way, so not much of a hero class to say the least, but still, it is a new hero class, so might as well level it. It's one of our lowest leveled ones anyways. Gee, if I'm not mistaken, the Oracles are absolute lowest, which is at like a pitiful like 21 or something. Yeah, 23 is what our Oracle is currently at. We still have quite a few that need to go. Actually, Broken Spires next week. I should probably start working on that soon. I forget what I need for Guild Wars, but yeah, Warlord should probably be after this one, because we're going to need it to level 70 or ideally level 100. There's no way I'm going to do that in time, but this hero class is the next one. Next Thursday is the event for this guy. He gets triple skull damage just like this tree. It's the same fire tree that the other one has. He gets a little bit of extra attack off the morale. Gets a little bit of extra attack off the war. And you even get Enrage. It actually has one interesting thing about Warlord, even though you very rarely would need it for that purpose. It actually has the highest attack damage of any hero class in the game. Not only do all three of its trees give it additional attack, it has a 1.5 times Enrage into 3 times skull damage to burning, which technically gives it the highest potential damage of any hero class. But anyways, let's go and mess around with these. Let's go take a greed real quick. Get rid of these fire bombs. If we see fire bombs, we'll probably go for fire bombs. Anyways, hello everyone. Hello Siplom. Hello Max. Hello Zeddicus. Hope all of you have been having a good weekend so far. Hello Tim. Hello Max. I already said Max. Hello Michael. Hello Demon Angel. Salty will be streaming tonight. Will she? I thought it was supposed to be tomorrow. I thought it was Sunday. Oh, wait. She said she was going to stream on Sunday, right? If that's Australian time, that means tonight. Wait, is that official? I didn't even check the forum on that. Is she actually streaming tonight or tomorrow? I thought it was supposed to be tomorrow. But yeah, I think she did say Sunday. And when she says Sunday, that actually means Saturday, because it's Australia. Saturday means Sunday. I mean, Sunday means Saturday. Let me see. Where's the streaming thread? There's some chat here. Let's see. Is Salty streaming? Oh, wait, never mind. Oh, no, that doesn't really say. What does the official Twitch say? Let's see. Twitch.tv/ if I can spell Twitch correctly. Twitch.tv/infinity+2, because I believe they have a timer thingy on theirs as well. Which would say when their next stream is, unless they didn't bother to fix it, in which case they probably didn't. Let's see. Did they fix it? The answer is it's not loading yet. Go, come on. Still hasn't loaded? Don't play an ad. Mute it. I don't see their timer thingy thing. That or it hasn't loaded yet. They already don't have one up. There it is. Schedule. 2 days, 11 hours. No, they still have it set to Monday, like the real Monday. So, yeah, they haven't bothered adjusting it. So regardless of when they're doing it, their Twitch does not say the correct time. Yeah, does anyone know officially when she actually is doing it? Because she's showing the new Mythic. And whatever she's showing it as is likely what it's getting released as. Let's see. Hello, Yannick. Hello, Questor. Hello, Elite. Hello, Jan. Hello, JZG. Hello, Max. Hello, Calvera. What team you're using for the class events? Oh, I'll go show that. Actually, we'll go do a couple of those battles. I forgot about that. Let's go do our class battles first. Might as well. Hello. Oh, I do need to make sure I save at least one, though. Maybe one or two. Probably at least one, because I need to save it for the video later. Hello, Carbos. Hello, Unholy. You're using Wrath on Guild War Brown Day is quite nice. I was considering trying it. The biggest issue is if you fail, you'll lose a lot of score. but if you don't fail, you'll gain a lot of score. So I don't know if it's worth that trade-off, because one lose and you just lost all the extra points you would have gained. But I don't know, we might consider it for today or tomorrow for brown or yellow day. Yep, tomorrow's yellow day, right? I think it is. Let's see. Okay, that's why I thought initially. Yeah, she said Monday, so it'd be Sunday. Or she said, yeah, so basically it'd be Sunday for us. Yes, that's why I thought initially. Tomorrow then. Hello the last night. Hello Van. Hello Udla. And hello 40-year-old virgin. Welcome. Let's see. Okay, anyways. Go with that. Oh, you didn't want me to say your name. Sorry. I didn't read that until... I normally read the name first and then read the comment. Fail. I'll go take the skull. Well, I'm 23 and still haven't done anything. Though I might be this year. I might be. Giggity. We'll see. We'll see how things go. But, yeah, we'll see. That's a whole nother story. On its own. Anyways, let's go and let's go to the class events. Still haven't done that. Male legendary task. Thank you, Harry. Go grab all that. Unfortunately, we got some useless runics. What do we need here? I'm looking for the class events. Fight. And yeah, it looks like we'll be able to get in like 4 or 6 battles right here. So let's go into this. This is what we're using to whoever asks. Dawnbringer, Sakima, Spirit Mirror, and Ubestead. If you don't have Dawnbringer, use Mang. If you don't have Sakima, use if you don't have Sakima and or Ubestead, the replacements would be Rakshin, Shadowhunter, and more Spirit Mains. You could literally just go 3 Spirit Mains if you wanted to with a Mang or Dawnbringer. Any of those combinations would end up working. So these 3 are the main replacements for not having Sakima or Ubestead. And if you had multiple Ubesteads, you would literally just put every single thing as Ubestead, or as many as you have with a Sakima, or just 3 of them if you have 3 of them. With the hero, of course. Obviously, don't go 4, but 3 of them with hero, using Dawnbringer or something. But yeah, that's pretty much everything that we need for this. Biggest issue is they don't have any summoner. They also don't have any HP buff or anything like that. So we're kind of stuck being in a weird position where we have to out-damage them. But luckily, Dawnbringer can do barrier and such, which keeps us protected some, but none of the actual troops from the kingdom have any form of protection that we're able to use at all. Anyways, let's get into battle. Hashtag say your name. What, my actual name? I could say that eventually. Let's see. We'll go throw that down. Technically, I already have said it, just in pieces. Or I think I have. I mentioned it actually on the forum, like ages upon ages ago. I have like a really, really formal sounding full name. Whenever I want to sound like special or important, I always say my full name. Otherwise, I always use different names, or at least online, anyways. Okay, we'll go and I'll just take red to red. Just let his skull hit on our barrier. I'll go grab all that. Hello, Starcrit. Welcome. I look like a David. I'm definitely not a David. Definitely not a David. My real name isn't Tacet? Actually, surprisingly not. Tacet is a real name, but it is not my real name. It was actually just a nickname during high school. Let's see. We'll go take that down. What team do you recommend for Guild War today? Today is Brown Day, so probably a Gorgolfa lead into Corvash, into literally any 2 other troops is the way you would normally do it. There are several other teams. I'm probably going to be testing something with a Wrath. We'll probably do that some on stream too. See what we can get away with by using Wrath into a Brown team. It's pretty inconsistent, but we can use Wrath, Glaceon, something. And that should be very, very, very strong. The only real big issue with that is if we lose Wrath, we lose a lot of points. Especially if we don't have a summoner. But we'll give it a shot. I don't see why not. But yeah, Gorgolfa Corvash is generally one of the safer ways of doing it. It doesn't score ridiculously high, but it's really, really high win rate. Especially if they put one of their better troops in the first 2 slots. Okay, we'll go and I'll go with the blue. He'll go and hit us. Oh, I didn't even realize he's using... Oh, never mind. For a second, I thought this was like a PvP battle. I was going to say, wait, he's using a really weird dwarf team. But what even is that team? Even just for a team in general, that's kind of weird. But we'll go get that down, get the buff on first slot so we can actually hit. It does double the Roshkas, and of course the hero class does indeed count as Roshka, luckily. We could drop this by 4, which actually is a hit, so we'll go for that. Get a hit there. Unfortunately, that gives him yellow, but well, it's a pretty pitiful hit. Just hits on barrier. Even if it was high, it would just hit on barrier. What do we need? I need something to get this full mana, so we'll go with that. Get the kill there. No, right when he gets a summon. So we're actually going to waste our turn here because I want him to summon first. Oh, he got a kill. Maybe I should have used Dawnbringer. No. Whoops. Okay. That's not too big a deal. We do lose 1 point because of that. Gas. That'll make almost no difference whatsoever, though. But if we keep losing 1 point and we tie with someone, that's going to be annoying. What do I need here? Blue to skull and brown to yellow. That's aligned. So we'll go and kill this onto you, please. Not enough damage. If we had the other one, it probably would have been. But we could still kill it with, let's see, we'll move that over. And then we can Dawnbringer, and then that's pretty much match. We just have to go and hit 1 skull on him, and that is 1 skull. And even if we didn't, we had Sakima. Hello, Aragon. Welcome. I remember that series. It's been a while since I've seen Aragon. George Foreman, that is half correct. The first half is correct. Okay, we'll go and what else? I move around. Go take the purple to green. Let it have whatever there. What else? We'll go take a yellow over. Hello, Zero. Welcome. Also, hello, Sens, as well as that one name that I can't say from Brazil because I have no clue how to say that. Welcome. Anyone else who I may have missed, welcome as well. Also, if I missed any of your guys' questions, feel free to leave it again as well. I'm going backtracking to see if I missed any, but I believe I got them all. I feel like I always miss at least a few, though. It says answering questions. You answer them anyways. I know I always answer questions. I just like having that in the title because I just need more titles. I want to make sure all the titles are different, so I need like something to put in there. It's like, oh, okay, let's put that in there. But yeah, we always answer questions. It's just sometimes I put in the title as well, because why not? Someone did want me to do like an actual real-life Q&A eventually as well. We might do that around 10K. I'd probably do it while streaming though. But then, oh no, we'll have to see. Let's see. Guild War Purple. What is your team? Guild War Purple, I normally use Elamagrim Loop. It's rather expensive because it requires Infernus fully traded and Elamagrim. Ideally an Elamagrim that's also fully traded. But Elamagrim Loop is the way I always run. Purple Day. That's basically the whole purpose of Elamagrim is to instantly win Purple Day Guild Wars. It's one of the few roles that it actually gets used for constantly. Also, it might be somewhat good in Delves as well. Haven't actually bothered using it in Delves. I've only really used 1 or 2 main teams. I probably should actually go onto the beta and mess around with some more teams. Just so, whoa, what are you doing getting a one-shot? That's why you don't use a blue weapon. So I was using Manga earlier against this. But I probably should go and test around with some teams in the beta just so I have some ready to go when it actually gets released. Because I won't be able to test as many when it gets released, of course. Whereas I can test a bunch of it on the beta now. It's pretty straightforward, though. You can basically just use whatever you use for Guild War Day, except you have even more options. So it's kind of nice. Do we not have alignment at all? It feels like we do, but we don't. So I'll just take a red, I guess. Actually, I should probably throw buff just so we can one-shot skull them. Because now whenever we see a stray skull like this, we actually don't have enough damage. Whereas if we would have went for the buff, we would have, even after that armor increase. But we'll go for that. We'll Sakima it then. We don't have any blues left, so we can't one-shot anything. So we'll do that. It sure wants to try, though. Alignment, where are you? We don't have anything worth casting on, so we'll just take yellow. Try getting Ubisted, I guess. And no, it doesn't do yellow to skull. That's not going to work. It does it the other way around, so that's not usable currently. I guess we take something to get Ubisted to full, but there's no way, so we'll take a brown there, or at least attempt it. We have a skull now to kill it. Ideally, we'd have alignment, because that'd be way better value. I think we try and double hit this. 49 damage is not enough to kill us. So what we'll do is throw that at you. That'll kill that. And then even if we don't get Cascade, which we did, we would have just been able to Ubisted or hit another skull or anything like that. And it wouldn't have been able to kill us due to only having 49 damage. Also, we only have 1 more battle. Where are all of the Val Ravens? Why does it feel like there's so many less Val Ravens this time around than normal? Not even in top, wow, that's really bad, actually. I'm not even in top 100. Yeah, I think I need to actually buy another pack if I want top 100. Rip. Okay, that was a waste of gems then, doing 500 then. So I'm not even going to bother doing more. I don't know, unless we really wanted more class XP, we'll see. But that's a lot just to get one orb. I don't think it's worth it when we could just do it during a normal class event and just get it up that way. But, yeah, we'll do one more battle. Hope for a Valraven, and then to save the other one for the video later. There we go. Okay, I'll save the other few for the video later then. Well, we got our Valraven, so that'll help slightly, but not too much. We'll go move all that. Hello, Draid! Welcome! Hellcat, Infernus, Elamagrim, Umberwolf. Yeah, what the last night said is what I used. Sorry, did I not actually mention the team? I said Elamagrim, Umberwolf, but I mean, Elamagrim, Infernus without actually mentioning the full team. But yeah, what the knight said is the team I use. Let's see. You're in the Titan class now. When we start the Underworld next week, will you continue to gain Titan traits while you play in the Underworld? Yes. Every battle that you do... Actually, I haven't actually bothered using my hero in one yet. I assume so. But yeah, every battle in the Underworld should count as 2... You know what? I actually didn't test that. I don't know if it's 1 or 2 EXP. I assume it's 2. But, yeah, it's actually a good question. I didn't bother testing that, actually. Because I always use not hero. Because I was trying to use really, really strong teams. But yeah, using Titan in Underworld would actually be pretty decent. Titan is the best hero class. But yeah, I don't know if you get 2 EXP or 1 EXP, but you definitely get some amount of EXP, yes. And you would be able to use any hero class that way, obviously. How do I do this? Do we hit on first slot and then go into that, or which way? I think we hit the Valraven. Even if this doesn't kill, we can clear with Dawnbringer. Or at least that was the plan. I think that's not enough damage. We could wait a turn or two. How many yellows are in play? We have 1, 2, 3, 4. That's 8 damage. That is 41 damage, which is not enough, but it will at least bring the other guy in range, so we'll do that. Only problem now is he can get mana, but we just get the skull, and that's that. Okay, so problem solved. We'll go grab that down. He'll poke us. We'll go get Sakima up. We'll poke him again, and that will pretty much be matched. I'll give it a little buff just to make sure we have enough damage. Move that over. Move that over. Good, it doesn't cascade or anything weird. We'll go and give this to you, so you one-shot everything. And now we just need to one-shot him. Good, he went for attack, so that's matched. We won. We'll do that, get the kill, and if that wasn't already dead, we'd have Dawnbringer and probably another skull somewhere in that mess. And there we go. And we can get away with one more battle, technically, so let's go do that. And that's the last of that, because I need to save the other 2 for later. Yeah, we're getting the stream on Sunday and the update likely on Monday. That's not 100% confirmed, but that is almost guaranteed what's happening. Which means probably later today or tomorrow I'll probably record the best teams of this version then. Poor Divine team got nerfed right at the end. I don't know what I'll say for that video. It's very rare that something becomes meta for nearly the entire version, and then right at the end of the version, before the actual patch, it gets nerfed. Normally, during the patch itself, it gets nerfed, not like right before. It's kind of weird. I guess they wanted to gauge how Divines are going to act prior to Delves coming out, and then maybe rebalance them again when the patch comes out. I'm not sure. Because they said they wanted to do 2 waves of rebalance, with one coming after the patch itself. So, yeah, we'll have to see exactly what they do with that. Also, during the beta, there was actually no rebalance at all, so I don't know if they're planning on doing that last minute or what's up with that, but can you stop one-shotting us? We'll go and move that down. Get a Sakima if we have it, otherwise first skull for a one-shot, and deal with that annoying guy. He actually gets 1 whole protection against a skull, which is very annoying. We'll go move that down, and there's his 1 whole protection against a skull. There's no way we can actually clear that out other than Dawnbringer, so I guess we try getting Dawnbringer. And that works out perfectly then. Throw that down. He ruins my thing that I could get there. I guess we go throw a skull somehow at him. By that I mean not at all, because there's no way to do it. We'll go take it right off the top. Go get a something going. Can we hit him with something? No. Though we could have a follow-up that can hit him with something, so we'll go and do that. She won't have enough damage to kill unless something really weird happens. And nope, she doesn't have enough damage, and then we take literally any skull. She doesn't have agile, right? No, she doesn't, so we'll just take any skull, and there she goes. And we get another skull just in case she did have agile. Not like she does. See you, Filtered. Have a good day. How does Dawnbringer work? And hi. Dawnbringer, the way Dawnbringer works is it deals damage to all enemies. It then boosts based on each yellow troop. For every yellow troop that's within the battle, it gains 2 additional damage. So for example, in this battle, it would gain 8 additional damage. 2 for itself, 2, 2, and 2, for a total of 8 extra damage. So that would bring its damage up to 35 as far as its total amount for the cast. And on top of that, it also gives all allies barrier. Just protects against 1 instance of damage. This barrier also applies to itself. And other than that, it also gains 2 additional magic if there are 13 or more reds on the board. That's very rarely used, but it can stack up to be slightly more damage over time, which is nice, especially if you're using a team that naturally has a lot of reds. And generally with things like Infernus or literally this hero class and other stuff, Sunbird, it tends to have a lot of reds naturally on the board, so you do tend to get that without even really going out of your way, which is kind of cool. But the main aspects that are important is mainly the fact that it barriers everything. For 20 mana cost, barriering everything is actually really, really strong. That alone makes it extremely viable. On top of that, it has really decent damage, even though it ends your turn. And on top of that, it even gains more damage over time. So it has a lot going for it. It also has a really good boost ratio. So if you're using a really heavy yellow team, which generally you're using at least few on a team if you're using Dawnbringer, you keep getting more and more damage per each yellow. And if the entire enemy team's yellow, you get even more damage too, which is even nicer. Anyways, that's the class event for now. We'll worry about the rest of that later. Other than that, let's go and I guess we should probably stop overkilling the class events when they first come out, I think, and just do it manually as far as the leveling, because it really, there's too many people trying to go for the leaderboard for it to be worth it. We can go and throw like 250 or 500 on a normal like non-new class day to get an orb, and we already threw 500 and we don't even have enough to get into orb range for the second orb, so it's really not worth doing it from an orb perspective. Okay, we'll go and do down to blue. See what else we can get here. Do we just give him the skull? No, because we need to get gold. So we'll do that. Take this skull down. Go through a money lender. And we're good to go already. So we'll go through that. Take an alchemist if we have it for an extra turn. We do. Throw it onto brown. Get our mana. Throw it down for another red hit. Throw this down again. And Dawnbringer for the kill. And there we go. Let's see. Also, hello, Anthony. And hello, Nod. I have no clue how to say that. Nodizda? Nodizda? Hello. What mythic troop would you suggest crafting now that Ubistet is nerfed? The new one that's coming out this Friday. You already have Farish Ra, Infernus, Wardbreaker, Ketris, Elamagrim, Weaver, Skady. I would say, yeah, wait till this new mythic comes out, see if you get it. Then wait till it comes into your drop table about a month or 2 after, and then craft it. It might be a while from now, but it is definitely worth crafting. And if it's still meta, it might even be worth crafting 2. So by that time, you might even be able to craft 2 of them. Though I would only go for 1 if you're limited on resources, just because, of course, if they nerf it and you have 2 of them, that'd be unfortunate. Kind of like what happened with Ubistet. Like, there's not much of a need to have 2 Ubistets now. Really only need 1 if you're even going to use 1 at all. But, yeah, next Mythic is by far going to be one of the most desired troops. It's going to be more desired than Infernus in most instances. It's not going to be as good in Guild Wars, though, compared to, like, an Infernus. But in most instances in the game, for everything other than Guild Wars, raids, and evasion. So basically, everything other than guild-related activities, it'll be really good for. Hello, Bass. Welcome. Why do you say pick you? Did you say a question I didn't answer? Probably. How does the sound for... Or how does this sound for Guild Wars? Gorgotha, Corvash, Alchemist, and Dust and Sand. Dust and Sand, unfortunately, does not count as damage. Also, if you're using Corvash, why would you need Dust and Sand? Those are the... That's the weapon, I think it is, right? That's the brown-yellow weapon that reduces attack based on your magic and then moves them. I don't see why you need Dust and Sand. Yeah, that's the one I thought it was. The armor reduction of Dust and Sand does not count as damage towards your Guild War points. So it's pretty much a waste to use. Plus it ends your turn. Plus I don't think its perks were any good. I actually forget. Was it any good? Explode a random skull. Oh, it's actually not bad. Create a dust storm. Create a brown. Oh, you know what? It maxed actually isn't horrible. Though for the context of Guild Wars, it's just not worth using. Because, it just doesn't count as damage. It's the other reason why the Mythic wouldn't be worth using. The instant kill doesn't count as damage on the new Mythic, and the armor reduction doesn't count as damage. So you would lose a lot of points because neither of those would be scoring you any additional points, or at least towards your damage aspect. Is there a way to talk to your guild individually, like private message? It has been requested before, though they have never added it. They were planning on adding it about a year and a half, 2 years ago, and then it kind of fell through, and then they never did. It's something they probably will in the future, but it currently doesn't. Generally, the way that people do that, if they need to do that, is using something like Discord at the moment. They are planning on doing guild reworks in the future over the next few patches, and one of those things that they might bring in is the ability to private message people in your guild, or even just in the game in general. But at the current moment in time, that feature does not exist. But it is something that's been on their radar for a while that they just haven't gotten around to developing yet. But it is something they probably would consider. Yeah, the next 3 patches, while it's not going to be the only thing they're doing, one of the major things that they're trying to do is situate the whole guild situation, making it easier to find guilds, making it easier to advertise the guilds within the game, and just quality of life stuff in general for guilds. Hello, Dineb, welcome. Also, hello, Blade Song, welcome as well. Do we go for this one? I guess we'll go for our revenge. Let's go use this one. I don't know why I'm still using this. I was mainly using this because I wanted to use the new hero class for something. It's not the greatest of teams. It still functions, and it does what it needs to do. It just kind of, I don't know, it's a little clunky. Remove that, let him have a skull. Do we have a drop? I would think with all this here we would, but we don't. So we'll just take a red. Get a solid alchemist down if he gives it to us. And we do have it. We have it on brown. Gotta get rid of his color. Ooh, alchemist. You need a not miss. You know what? I'm actually gonna go for Dawnbringer here, just to give us some protection out of safety's sake. And you know what I should probably go do? I need to go use Brown Guild War. I need to go test some Brown Guild War teams, I guess, because I still want to mess around with that. There are a few other things I wanted to try with, like Raph and stuff, that I haven't really gotten the opportunity to use yet. We'll go move that over. Get a moneylender on that. Get a... yeah, we'll move that over, why not? Oh, wait. Queen Titania. I should have threw Queen Titania first. Fail. It's not that big a deal, though. We already won. And down it goes. Okay, let's go and get out of this menu. And... oh, wait, never mind. Well, let's go check our mail while we're out of here. Go check that. Grab that. And go to PvP. And... yeah, let's go test it against this. Why not? Seems like a legitimate team. We'll go and get rid of our gluttonies. Get rid of our gluttony. And let's go put in a, oh, what am I looking for? Oh, wait, that's weird. I saw that when I coughed. It did like a weird thing in the corner. Why is it not doing it again? I'm not going crazy, right? It did like a large flash. It's because the light's like on top of the thing right now. Let's see. No, I can't get it to do it again. That's the problem with having it. A window literally right there. You can kind of see the light off my hands. But there's a window right there that ends up putting in so much light during the day. And just goes on the green screen and does weird things sometimes. Anyways, what am I looking for? I'm looking for a Raph team that's brown. So Raph, Glaceon. I guess we would still put the Doomhammer in here, or Bloodhammer, I mean. The problem is, what do we do as the other troop is the biggest issue here. So what on earth do we put there? What is a... first things first, is there a Mythic that fits there? We need a blue, green, brown. Does that exist? It does, but it's not worth using, kind of. Just for fun. Let's do it. What on earth is that team? That is a lot of skull. Literally everything on this team increases our skull damage. You have double convert with one being skull into exploding every single time you take skulls. You have skull reduction, as well as a double convert with doom skulls, as well as gaining attacks off of skulls. You enrage a random ally every single time we take an extra turn, plus you have Devour, which will give you attack, which will give you better skulls. And then you have Bloodhammer, which creates a Doom Storm, which creates more skulls, on top of a skull creating ability. This is a ridiculously too high of a mana cost team, but I think I am going to try it just to see what happens, just for fun. It's probably going to be really clunky, but we'll give it a shot, see what happens. It's 4 times skull creation, or at least 4 times things that synergize with skulls. Biggest issue with using skulls in Guild Wars, though, is they can backfire so hard, especially when you have a bad starting board, especially when our mana cost is high. But so far, we seem to have a good board. What's our converts again? Blue to brown and yellow to skull. So we do have it, so we'll go for that. Nice, nice, nice. Okay. If this could be every Guild War battle, that'd be great. Unfortunately, that's not going to be what happens. Not even close. Okay, we'll go for this and just hope something weird doesn't happen. Okay, good, good, good. And, yeah, if this could just happen every Guild War day, we'll be set. Problem is, that's not going to happen. But, yeah, we could hope. But yeah, that would be, like, 9,600 score if we could actually pull that off effectively. The problem is that's not repeatable to a high enough degree that it would actually work in Guild Wars, most likely. Also, Freeze would counter us, which he's using. I don't know, do people run Freeze on Brown Day? I don't think that's too popular, because Gorgulfa is normally used. But yeah, we'll give this a shot. I don't see why not. Take a skull every time we see one with this thing, just because it gets us so much mana. Unfortunately, it gives us pretty random mana, though. We don't get to really choose when we do that. Okay, do it again. Random manas. He gets us back. This thing is so flimsy. Luckily, he has a relatively low attack. But we'll do that. Get a bunch of explosions. Oh, he froze the most important one! No! Yeah, this just wouldn't work if we're up against Freeze in Guild Wars. It would fall apart so ridiculously hard. Is there a single move that doesn't give him a skull? I guess technically it is purple, and it gives him a skull. Okay. No way we could win out of that. Doom Skull. We'll just go take that over. Go and, aw, why don't we have beautiful mana? That's perfect alignment just sitting there. I almost feel like putting that in front of it, but then it blocks its cast. I don't know if that's worth using. I guess we'll give it a shot and just see what happens in Guild War today. I never actually used a 4-time Skull team before. Mainly because they generally have ridiculously high mana cost. The cheapest Skull creating troop is, not counting Azurus, is a 10 mana cost Skeleton. And then the rest of them, it basically goes Azurus at 6, Skeleton at 10, and then it shoots up to like 16 or 15 or whatever it was. I think Bone Dragon at 15? Or whatever it was. Oh no, did they? No, Keeper Souls and Bone Dragon at 15, yeah. Bone Dragon used to be 14, but then they raised it. Okay, did we try for extra turn? No, I think we just go all in on his mana and go from there. So move that over, go grab a brown for yellow attempt. So we'll grab that, he goes throws that. Hopefully it doesn't hit us too hard. Kinda does, kinda doesn't. We'll get that down. Hopefully we have the board here to actually win off of. And the answer is no! Which is bad, because if we don't have this, we just instantly lose every single time. Yeah, I don't know how I feel about this team. It just doesn't seem safe enough compared to just running Gorgulfa anything. And what is this? Not a Guild War, so I can just retreat. But yeah, it's like we can get those wins where we win in like seconds, but we can also get those losses where it's that bad and it just falls apart like crazy in seconds. That's the only real big issue. Morning, Gnosticus. Welcome. You've been away, but can someone catch you up on Divine Protector availability? Divine Protector is indeed available. It is available for $5 right now within the shop. So yeah, if you want to spend $5 on that, it is available. They did nerf Divines, so it's not as viable as it was before. But if you still feel like buying it, it is available. I'm really curious how much money they've made for selling Dawnbringer at $5. I mean, not Dawnbringer. For selling Divine Protector at $5. I'm actually really curious. I know they would never disclose that information, but I really want to know how much money that is. Let's see. We'll go and take Brown. Get an Alchemist down. Go and grab a... Did we go Dawnbringer? I guess so. Dawnbringer into... Actually, Dawnbringer itself might be enough to win other than on Gorgulfa, because he is immune. And that's match. Even if he revives, we still have more damage. Hey, you'd pay $20 for Dawnbringer? Yeah, Dawnbringer, if you could instant buy Dawnbringer, that would actually be insanely strong. Like, could you imagine being, like, level 30 with Dawnbringer? In Arena or something? That would be so broken beyond belief. Perhaps that's not what I want to do. I want to use the greed team. Gotta get that gold. Yeah, you also get 6 legendary ingots with the weapon. Though, do keep in mind, you're going to be able to get legendary and mythic ingots so ridiculously easy next patch. Or maybe not ridiculously easy, but it's way easier than it is now. Relative to what it is now, it's ridiculously easy. Because there's like a billion different ways you can get them starting next patch. Well, not really, but mainly delves. But you're going to be doing delves as a daily, kind of like how you do dungeons as a daily thing. So it's definitely going to be accumulating a lot over time. Do we take this revenge? I guess. I don't know if we should go a real team, though. Probably should, because we need to do something that can kill out the hero. Actually, let's go back to Divines. Divines still do work if you're going to use Divine Protector with it. They're a lot weaker, but they're still strong enough to be a valid top 10 team. Okay, we'll go and... actually, I'm pretty sure all the strongest teams still use Divine Spam. Yeah, we'll throw that down. Get an Ubisted on whatever's killable. Will that actually double kill? You know what? I'm actually going to wait it out. I don't even know if we have enough damage because Ubisted is so much less now. We'll go throw a second Infernus, and can you throw your things already? Come on. All I need you to do is throw one before you throw Dawnbringer. Oh, that's not what I wanted to have happen. Okay, this is gonna... this battle's going so weirdly. But we'll go throw that at you. Look at that. Also, how upgraded is that? +7, wow. Some people are probably getting close to maxing out their first Dawnbringer, or first Mythic weapons. I'm still nowhere near that. I think I'm at a, if I was to put it all in on my Dawnbringer, I think I'm at a +6, if I'm not mistaken. I've only ever gotten one Mythic Ingot ever from PvP. The chance of getting it is 1 in 3,000 something, I believe it was. Something pretty absurd. But you almost never see it from PvP. It is excessively unrealistic to actually get. But I think we're sitting at 19 of them. Though starting next patch, you'll be able to get them like 30 a month plus. Yet we only got 19 in like 2 months. And that was with them giving us some free ones as well. But yeah, I currently sit at 19, which means I need 2 more if I actually wanted to get the first perk. Even just the first perk. Actually, wow, he had that +7? That means it had 28. Wow. That would be 9 more than what we have. Could be that it's upgrading some of the legendary ingots upwards some. Who knows? But if that's just off of Mythic ingots, that's a lot of them. Could be that it opened a lot of gem keys or something. But yeah, I believe 0 people currently have one maxed. It would technically be possible if someone threw tens of thousands of gems at gem keys. Though I'm pretty sure no one has bothered doing that because that'd be such a waste of resources to bother doing that, especially with how much easier it's going to become next patch. But I think the best way would just be to do the events every single Tuesday for them. And just do it that way. Anyways, let's go and I guess we'll use Divine against Divine, why not? Yeah, I ended up getting a Delve reward during the beta. Like, we barely even had any upgraded chests. And I ended up getting 3 legendary ingots and 3 mythic ingots in one single thingy. It's almost possible to, once you get a +10 treasure hoard, I think it'll be possible to get legend/mythic ingots every single day. Which is going to be so broken compared to the current system. Though it takes a while to reach that point. By a while, I mean about a month or thousands upon thousands of gems. Either or would get it. I don't know if it's every Tuesday, but I know the first 2 Tuesdays of next patch, not counting the very first one because it just came out, but the first 2 Tuesdays, not counting the very first one, will both be events for the delves. I don't know if literally every Tuesday will be, or if it's just going to be some Tuesdays, or how they're running it. But the first 2 Tuesdays, not counting the very first one, will be will have the event. Yeah, all the things are optional. There's very, very few things you really mandatory have to do per day, even though there's like keep adding more and more dailies. Though I do have to say, delves are one of those things that you kind of would want to do, at least prior to having your good weapons upgraded, because it is going to really help with weapon upgrading. But there aren't really too many things I would say like are mandatory per day. The only thing is really dungeons and then delves, and that's it. And currently, of course, it's only dungeons, and dungeons take like, what, 2-3 minutes? Delves can be done very, very quickly as well. Also, one interesting thing about delves is, unlike dungeons, you can delay them. Basically, once we have 3 delves, we're only going to have 2 initially, but then a third one's going to come pretty soon after. But once we have 3 delves, what you can actually do is, let's say you're busy on, let's say Tuesday, Or, that's a bad example. Well, because that's the event day. But let's just say Wednesday, I guess. You're busy on Wednesday. So you can just avoid the pet, because if it's not a new pet, you don't really need to bother with it. Let's just say you don't have any time to really play at all, or you just go in for like a minute and you don't have time to do delves. What you can actually do with delves is you could start a delve in a faction, and then just leave it there, and then not complete it. Just start it, put your team in there. It takes like, what, 15 seconds, 30 seconds. Go set up your team, and do that for all 3 of them, and then just not play them. And then on the following day, you'll still have another 3 delves, and you can go do the 3 delves that you started. So you'd be able to technically do 6 delves in a day. And then once they eventually add a lot of factions to the game, let's say something like 15 factions, which of course eventually they would, and probably about a year from now. At that point, you could go almost an entire week without doing your delves by simply setting 3 delves every single day on a faction, and then on the weekend just doing all your delves at once on a single day. So there is strategy to actually delay them, unlike dungeons where you absolutely have to do it on the day of if you want to get the resources. But with delves, you don't have to do it the day of, technically. But to a degree you do, to a degree you don't. It's kind of weird how it is. But you can delay them, unlike other kind of dailies in the game. Though for the most part, you do want to do all your delves in one single faction, at least initially. Really important to get a plus 10 faction as quickly as possible, and then farm that plus 10 faction until you get another plus 10 faction. That would be the most optimal way of doing it. Go from plus 10 faction to plus 10 faction until you have every single faction to plus 10. Doing it any other way would earn you less resources. What do we need here? We'll go and... I don't even know which one I want here. It all looks bad. All of it is horrible. We'll go for blue, I guess. Let's do it that way. Hello, Onizaki. Welcome. Go get Dawnbringer down. See if we can get a reds. Get an alchemist here. Convert it out. Ideally green, but I guess it's fine. Get another moneylender. He's so much immune to burning troops. He is... never mind. Oh, yeah, I forgot this guy doesn't have immune to burning. Wait, why is he using Gorgolfa? That's a weird thing to kind of use in that context. Oh, well. Go throw that down. If we have alchemist, I'll throw it. If not, we don't. We'll throw Dawnbringer. And now we just have those 2 with basically 0 HP to take out. And we still do not have an alchemist location other than red. I guess we'll do red. We'll see what happens. Probably not worth it. Very rarely would ever be worth actually doing that on red with a team like this. But we'll do it. See what he does. He'll take a skull and... come on, we need any follow-up. Should be able to get enough red off of this. And there we go. And now he dies off of anything. Tuesday events, so every day, 1 event except Monday. Well, Monday has reset. Tuesday has... The way that's basically going to be is Monday is reset day, so we get new content every single Monday. Tuesday will be faction events. Wednesday will be pet. Thursday will be class. Friday to Monday reset will be whatever the weekend-long thing is. And yeah, and they're eventually going to be having enough events to a point where I believe every single day forever would have a event going on of some sorts, not counting Mondays, because Monday is just, you know, a new event coming out, which is technically, you know, it's not an event in particular, but it technically is to a degree. Depends how you look at it. But yeah, I believe they're going to be doing it so there's something to do every single day if you wanted to. Though a lot of it isn't really that mandatory. Like class events you can ignore once you have max classes. Pets you can ignore as long as it's not a new pet. Factions I don't believe you can ever ignore unless you have literally every legendary and mythic weapon maxed, which is, it's going to be a while before you reach that, even with the new format, even if you throw a lot of gems at it. Other than that, Bounty Hunter can technically be skipped. All guild-related activities can technically be skipped if you're in a smaller guild. And, yeah, almost all of them can be skipped, for the most part. There's very, very few ones you would technically really need to do. I will throw a Dawnbringer down. And most of them you can just do the free battles. Like Bounty Hunter, you can just do free battles. Class events, you can just do free battles. Pets are literally free, so you don't even need to throw any gems at it. The only one I'd really say would probably be pretty good to throw it on would be factions, at least the initial time to get all the troops. I don't know what the value will be because I still don't know what the shop will be like, but definitely for the very first faction event for both factions, it'd be pretty good to do them. Yeah, technically Monday brings in the event thingy. Oh, speaking of that, you know what? We actually need to go do that today. Or maybe not today, but this weekend if we have the time. Because it will give a lot of gems, and I might need a lot of gems to try to get the new Mythic. I'm hoping that we can do it off of just the amount of gem keys we have. But new Mythic is coming next Friday, and it's going to be very good to get multiple copies of it. And what am I looking for? I'm looking for events, but yeah. We need to go do a bunch of maps still. Like a lot of maps, like an absurd amount of maps, like an hour and a half worth of maps. Which isn't that bad, but let's go do a map or two. Because I need to get these down eventually, so we need to keep throwing them in here or there so they slowly get done. But if nothing else, it gives a lot of gems. We get 90 just from doing the event. We also get whatever gems we keep from doing these game modes. And that's about like 80 for how many we're going to be needing. So total, we're going to get almost like 200 gems from doing this, plus 8 gem keys, which saves us having to spend gems. And ideally, we'll get it without ever actually having to spend any gems, so we can use it for the event instead. Basically, we just take whatever move we see first, go and keep just taking as quickly as possible until we just finish out the battle. Let's go from there. The treasure battle. I guess technically it's not a battle. No battling is actually going on. I can move that over, grab that. Not really trying to get any specific resources because there isn't much of a need to. I guess technically we could try ending at Glory. Either Glory or Gems would be the best 2 locations to end at. And that'd be either Bronze Chest or Green Chest. Anything higher than that starts to become a waste. Like if we tried doing Red Chest or anything like that, it's not worth doing. And it would not advise going that high. As you can see, we got some of the gems from there. We get like 2 gems and a little bit of other resources here and there. Main thing we're doing it for, of course, is the event gems, which we need to go get all the other loot from the thing. But yeah, it is worth doing this as a late game player if and only if there is a event going on. Any other time it is not worth doing treasure hunts, but during these kind of events it is. Also, as a newer player, these are like the absolute best events to ever have, because it doesn't matter what troops or anything you have. All you need is just a bunch of maps. And even if you're a newer player who doesn't have a lot of maps, you can just spend 30 glory to get them, or use a Tyree team and just farm them like crazy. Even cheaper Tyree teams can get about 50 maps per hour. Higher ones can do upwards of 100. I can move that over, grab that. This will be the last map till we go back to other stuff. We'll keep throwing them in here or there. Let's see. We'll probably play a legitimate map later as well, like actually playing it out. Normally I don't, because it's a waste of time as far as how many resources it gives, which is still fun to do. Okay, we'll go and move that down, take the other one, take the other one, and there we go. Got 4 gems there, wow. 5 gems, wow, even more than that. There we go. And speaking about gems, let's get even more gems off our tribute. There we go. Oh, only 5? What is that pitiful tribute? Come on, we even have a whole another kingdom now, which we just got 5-starred recently for the extra kingdom bonuses. But yeah, that's giving us a whole extra double tribute reward, double tribute chance. Well, actually, what is the tribute of this place? Oh, it's Souls and Glory. That's actually not too bad. And we have it at a 20% chance. Why are we getting such a pitiful tribute? We should be getting like 10 plus every time with how many percents we have. Also, Whitehelm's going to be interesting. Whitehelm's going to reach a really high potential starting next patch. I really hope the troops are in the drop table too. I don't know if they are. I don't know if there's a way to really check, but we're going to have to do it regardless. I really, really hope these 2 troops are within the drop table next patch. Whitehelm and these 2. The War Cleric, which is definitely already in the drop table. But I don't know if Statue of Saint Veritas is. I think it is because we have some amount of extra copies on it, so it is. The problem is we need a lot of copies on this guy. I might end up having to use a smaller orb on him for next patch. It is really important that we get him to Mythic. Yeah, I kind of wish I would have gotten his thing a little bit higher during the event. This was still before, when his event came around. It was actually, I believe, the Divine Protector event. But it was also, like, we didn't know at the time that we really needed to get this guy maxed. Kind of like we didn't know at the time that we needed Divine Protector. But, yeah, so it's really important that we go get him up. A lot of people probably don't have him upgraded, because a lot of people didn't have Divine Protector, so that also means they didn't have a lot of copies of Saint Veritas. But he is required to get 10-star... actually, technically, he's required for 12-star Whitehelm. But basically, every single star above 10, you only need 1 troop maxed out. So, yeah, him being maxed out is pretty important for that, to say the least. and you need to get a bunch of copies of him. So hopefully we'll get really lucky, and at minimum get him up to Legendary, because at that point we can just use an orb. Ideally he'll get all the way to Mythic, but I have a feeling I'll need to use a small blue on him, and it'll be worth it. It's for 2% higher tribute for White Helm, which is quite a bit of extra glory over time. Is there a weekly White Helm event, or what event you speak of? The event is the fact that the new 4.0 patch is occurring, because that brings 4 new White Helm troops. Every single faction is correlated to a kingdom. The Hall of Guardians, or whatever it's called, is correlated to White Helm, and the All-Seeing Eye is affiliated to Darkstone. So as a newer player, you'd probably want to focus Darkstone troops, so that you can get a 5-star Darkstone if you don't already have it. And anyone who already has a 5-star Darkstone, you would want to go White Helm, so you can get really high starred White Helm, because it is technically possible to 12-star White Helm next patch, the second it gets released. It'll take a while though, because obviously you need to get all of the, you would need to have literally all 4 Delve troops maxed from that faction. But yeah, I would highly advise doing mostly, for the good majority of players, the Hall of Guardian should be the first faction you ever do, because you'll need it for White Helm upgrades. And whatever troops you have the most maxed is the one you kind of want to work in first anyways. Also, from what I recall from the beta, for whatever reason, the Hall of Guardians has about a 0.2 higher multiplier for resources. And while that makes for a very small amount of extra resources, it's still extra, and would overall still be better. Let's see. But yeah, it's definitely going to be focused a lot by most people. I think on my new account, though, I'll be focusing Darkstone, though. Just because we want that extra magic. It's a lot more important than doing White Helm. What do we need here? Also, does Darkstone have a really cheap weapon? I hope so. I need to go double check that, because that's probably my game plan for my newer account. But I actually forget if there's a cheap weapon for it, because I forgot. For the for 5 stars, you need to max out a weapon, and on a newer account, that could be hard if it's if it's a epic or above. That's going to be ridiculously hard to do. If it's lower than that, it'll be easy. All right, let's just throw down gold. Get that over, remove that. But I believe there was at least one weapon that was pretty low. I think one of those books, one of those little booklet things, were very low rarity for it. Like a rare or something. Let me have to go check that right now. Speaking of that, we'll probably be starting the new account next week. I don't know if I'll be able to get much playing on it initially, but we are definitely going to be starting it very, very soon. Anyways, I still need to go make a separate Steam account for it too. Anyways, let's go and check that real quick to see if my strategy is worth it. Darkstone. Oh, that's not what you do. I'm looking for Darkstone, and I'm looking for all weapons. No! Oh, okay. We got to do a ultra rare weapon. It's not as bad as it could have been, but it's still somewhat annoying. So that does mean we need to go heavy on purple, which also kind of hurts my initial plan. I was planning on going heavy on brown-red on the account, but apparently I'm going heavy on brown-red-purple. If nothing else, that gives us black manacles as well, I guess. But it also gives us some of the red-purple weapons, so I believe most of them are kind of useless. There's no good red-purples, were there? But yeah, we need to go max out Scythe of Corruption if we want to 5-star it for 1 extra magic, which I think would be worth it. But yeah, we'll go do that. We'll focus red, purple, brown then. But how many ultra rares do we need? I forget how many it takes now. I think it takes 27? I don't even remember. I don't have any of them left. Let's see. What's 1 plus 2 plus 3 plus 4 plus 5 plus 6 plus 7? That would tell us how many it is. And I forget the formula for that, so let's just calculate it out manually. That's how many it would take. Let's see. Calculator, go. Oh, it's 28. There we go. I don't need to do it then. Okay. So that's how many we need to go get on our newer account. I don't think that's going to be particularly easy to do. Though we do know exactly what we'd put it into. Our first purple weapon we ever upgrade will be that Scythe. Does it get anything good on it? That's actually a 12 mana cost Scythe, isn't it? That might actually not be horrible to use. Oh, it's 15. Never mind. What does it do, though? Damage to all enemies. What's its upgrades? Drain 3 mana from first enemy and disease first enemy. So basically, it's an anti-mana to first enemy. That's not particularly good, but we have to get it if we want +1 magic. We don't really have another choice, or at least not another choice that is viable for a new account to do. Did we bother with that? No, that's too much summoning. Let's go and... oops, I almost just repicked it. That would have been a fail. Okay, I guess we'll just run a legit team against it or something. Go do that. Any chest worth opening this week? Event keys, yes. If you want to go and get all of the new content that came in via the most recent kingdom, mainly things like Wrath and Lust and stuff like that, and Gluttonies and all that, you can do so by opening event keys this week. So if you want to go do that, it is available. Other than that, though, there isn't much of a need to open any of the other keys. You'd want to save your gem keys, glory keys, and most of your other keys, guild chests, for the new Mythic that's coming out next Friday. It's going to be the best troop in the entire game, and is going to be a lot of fun to use. Okay, we're going with that. Go in for Infernus. But though, do keep in mind, the new Mythic will be horrible in Guild Wars, raids, and invasions. But it will be used in delves, PvP, and literally anywheres where pretty much anything other than quick explore. It came out in May. Oh, okay, it's definitely in the drop table then. It's just we haven't gotten too many drops because of because we just haven't opened many keys lately. Speaking of that, did I ever get Autumn Imp maxed? Because I believe Autumn Imp is out of the drop table at the end of this month. I believe I did, though I did not recall for sure. I think we're either one copy away or we finally got it maxed. I know for the longest time we didn't have it maxed. If we do currently have it, I'm not even sure. We'll find out. Alright, we'll go through Infernus down, get that rolling, go through a nice little hit again, do that on you just so it kills you out. Go get a nice Infernus, and he'll hit a almost 0. It does silence Daemons, but we're not using a single Daemon. I keep forgetting that Infernus is actually a Daemon. I always think that he is, but no, he's Divine. I'll go throw this down and then just Uberset. Should still be enough even with only one there. And here, have a skull. Why is it bad in Guild Wars? Instant kill does not count as damage, and armor tier does not count as damage. It'll win in Guild Wars, but it's the way that Guild Wars is currently calculated, it would not score particularly high unless you win like within like 2 turns or something. But yeah, it's okay. It's gonna be really easy to win with. The biggest issue is just how it scores. We'll probably still use it and mess with it and see how it goes, but it's going to just score horribly. I'm almost guarantee instant kill does not count as damage. I'm not fully certain on that. I know that armor tier doesn't. Any stat reduction doesn't. But we'll find out. Because there really hasn't been a viable instant kill option to really use other than maybe like Assassin Skull Spam or something. I was about to go check something and completely forget what it was. Let's see. You opened a lot of event keys and all of them were Gluttony and no others. That is possible. Gluttony is a good majority of the drop table right now. Gluttony is good, though. We just literally soloed Green Day with it yesterday. You can also do the same thing for Blue. What base rarity do Delve Troops start at? A bunch of different rarities. I believe it's 1 Legend, 2 Ultra Rares, and a Rare, if I'm not mistaken, is the rarities they come in. But yeah, a Legend, 2 Ultra Rares, and a Rare, or a Legend Epic Ultra Rare Rare. I'm pretty sure it was a Legend, 2 Ultra Rares, and a Rare, though. Which means you need 6 copies of the Legend, you need 91 copies of the Rare, and you need 40... Math. 15, 25... You need 41 copies of the Ultra Rare. So yeah, 6 of the Legend, 41 of the Ultra Rares, and 91 of the Rare. The 91 of the Rare is going to be really annoying, because if I'm not mistaken, you only get 1 at a time. So technically the Rare of the Kingdom, or Rares if there's multiple, will be the hardest things in any delve to actually max out, which is going to be super, super, super frustrating. Though I believe the faction events will allow you to mass buy them to a degree where you'll max them out automatically. I'm not fully certain on that because we haven't gotten to see the shop yet, but I believe that will be the case, or at least pretty close to the case. We'll have to see. But, yeah, they're going to be a little bit annoying depending on how the shop is. If the shop is good, then it won't really matter. But if the shop is horrible and not really worth going for as far as getting the more copies, then it's probably going to not work out too well. But yeah, you do need a lot of copies of the Rare. So hopefully it'll add some that you can just buy with gems. Otherwise, it's going to be very frustrating. I would not bother orbing them immediately because we don't know how well the faction events will be. After the first faction event, we'll determine if it's worth orbing them or not. I believe it will not be worth orbing them because you can just throw a few thousand gems into displaced orbs. Though it really depends if you value the thousands of gems or the orbs more. But you would also end up getting a lot of delves and more orbs and leaderboard off of doing that many delves. Though again, I guess the first few delves, it's going to be pretty contested though. A lot of people are going to go pretty high on the leaderboard. Like ridiculously high. Like absurdly high. Okay, we'll go and go to that. Like, I wouldn't be surprised if people spend like 5,000 to 10,000 on the first delve gems. It really depends heavily what the shop is like. And I probably will be, actually. Again, it depends what it's like. And I'll make that determination then, but it is really excessively important to get a 10 delve as quickly as possible. Just because it makes every other delve that you do worth more, your daily delves. You thought they said they give a bonus during delving if you use them? The delve troops? No, yes and no. As far as faction renown is concerned, you need to use the faction troops in order to gain more faction renown. But you don't have to constantly use them. You only have to use them in any interval you feel like doing so to be able to claim their points. But you could go 10 delves, 20 delves, 50 delves, 100 delves, any amount of delves you really want without really using the troop until later on. And then you just use that at a higher level one, and then you get all the points for it. But basically, it's only tracking the highest you ever do. It's not tracking if you do it all the way through. So let's say you start off delves, you keep going with them, you do it all the way to like level 200 without ever using the faction team, and then you just pull out the faction team for level 210, and then it counts as if you just did the faction all the way up to 210. It only counts the highest one. So yeah, it's pretty easy to just use whatever team you would normally use, then bring out the faction team, and then win with it. The faction teams are actually pretty strong though. They're actually so strong that newer players, it'd probably be stronger to use the delve team than to use a legitimate team. Though for people who have mythics and stuff, it probably would be stronger to actually use legitimate teams than to use the delve team. And then only bring in the delve team when you have to. What do we need here? We'll go take a, I guess we'll take a red. Is there any good team without Ubestead for the class event? Yes, we were just using one. It's Alchemist, Moneylender, Queen Titania, and Hero using anything. Ideally Dawnbringer, but it can be literally anything. Ideally a red-yellow weapon. And obviously the best red-yellow weapon is Dawnbringer. But you could also just use any weapon that covers the rest of the colors. As long as it uses red or yellow. But yeah, I'll go show the team again. And I'll be doing a teams video a little bit later as well. I was waiting until the weapon got released, but apparently that's not going to be fixed till later. So we'll just do the video later without it. But yeah, this was the team we were using right over here. This one I believe it was, yeah. Alchemist, Moneylender, Queen Titania, Dawnbringer. Or Alchemist, Moneylender, Queen Titania, Hero using anything that's a red or yellow weapon. Okay, he has Scion, but he's entangled, so I don't think he could drain us. Yeah, he can't drain us. Unless he hits damage, he can't drain us. No, he hit damage! No, Doomskull, why? Why you gotta be like that? Why you gotta be like that? Okay, we'll go and take the brown. Get a Moneylender. I think we still win though. Throw a Queen Titania. Throw Alchemist if we have it. No, we do not. Throw Dawnbringer. And then we just have to deal with that. That's pretty much the team. We'll go convert out red, which is like the last thing we should ever convert out, but it does feed us into Dawnbringer again. So we'll go throw that down. And he, of course, he revives. Why wouldn't he? Okay, we'll go and try Moneylender. Got a little bit of mana. Didn't really have a good Alchemist to go for here. To any degree that would actually be worth going for. We'll stick a Skull. And see what we can do from there. I guess we'll take a blue, kind of. Why not? Sure. Go for that. Take a yellow into a Moneylender into the win. He'll take some reds. He'll take a Skull. He takes away and denies my red like crazy. So it's slightly my fault for setting up. And there we go. Do you still think Ubestead is one of the best troops? Kind of. He's still really good at double killing. He's still better than Wolf Garrick in many instances as well. It's strong enough to a degree that it's still worth using. It's good with the new hero class, so the hero class isn't really over the top or anything. But, yeah, he's okay. He's not really something I would say is really good, but is still above the average. But yeah, I'd still put him in top 10 mythics. Though there's only like 20-something mythics, so. But yeah, I'd still put him in top 10 mythics in the game. It would just be a lot lower than what he was previously. And even things like Ketris, in many instances, I would kind of consider to be stronger than him. The only really nice aspect about him is regardless of how strong the other troop is, as long as you get one kill, the other one automatically dies. So if you kill something that's at like 5 HP and the other one's at like 500 durability, the one at 500 still dies, even if it has barrier. As long as the smaller one that you kill doesn't have barrier. Do you think the best troop is... what do I think is the best troop in the game? Currently, that'd probably still be Infernus. Though starting next Friday, it's the new Mythic. But Infernus is good for so much right now, and always will be. It's great for all 3 Guild War days, particularly Red Day. Well, technically Purple too, because you can use it for Grim Team. But yeah, basically all Guild War days. It's really good just for doing damage, because assuming they don't have immune to burning, that's automatically 3 damage per turn, since all you need to do is just get a single extra turn, and then boom, you just go with that. Other than that, it has really high damage output. It's one of the few troops, if not the only troop in the entire game, that has a storm into an explosion, which is a really good combination to have. And other than that, it just has so much synergy with itself. Like, everything it has is so perfect as a troop. The only thing that it could be better is if it didn't have Elemental Bond and had something else, but it just has so much going for it. Plus, it's an Elemental, too, which I sometimes forget about, but anything that has a Storm tree on it, any hero class, is going to be really good synergy with an Infernus. Currently, there's only 2. There's Titan and Death Knight. Death Knight's not really worth using. Titan's definitely worth using, though. It doesn't have the greatest of synergy with it, with a Infernus, but the next hero class is coming next patch. Or not next patch, but in a month from now, the next hero class that's being released is going to be really good with Infernus, actually. It's a Mass Freeze Frost Mage, which is just going to be synergized with Infernus and other stuff to just spam like crazy. Okay, we'll move that over. Yeah, Infernus is the best troop in the game currently, still. There are instances where other things are better, obviously. There's always going to be... Basically, how Gems of War is set up is it's always made to be made with certain counters for certain things. And depending on the team synergy that you need, there's always going to be something better than something. Even if something's the best troop in the game, there's still going to be instances where something else will be better than it in certain battles within the game. But overall, I'd say Infernus is just one of the best for everything. Also, why did I take that without casting her first? That was a fail. Hopefully another red falls on the board. We should. We have Red Storm. Except we just denied out even more red by doing that. Fail. I'm going to have to waste some Moneylender here because I didn't throw Queen Titania earlier. We'll do that. Wasted a lot of mana, but oh well. Grab that. Alchemist, you need to go cast so you get another Moneylender. Go repeat the cycle again and just kill with a Dawnbringer. We'll do that. Kill with Dawnbringer. And how are you not dead? That's bad. Okay, we'll go and we should have an extra turn somewhere in all this mess. Yeah, we can just do that and just move that over. And there we go. Do you think your evening stream will run longer with delving added to it? Possibly. I'm not fully certain. Delves don't really take too long, though, once you get the hang of it. Though the later delves might. Oh, no. I've never actually fought the later delves. Highest delve I did during the beta was like level 150 or so. So I don't know how high or how strong they get once they get to 500. 500 is the max. But 500 does get really, really high stats, I would assume. Kind of like how they do in like invasions and stuff and raids. Because raids goes to the exact same level degree. Which would make them pretty hard to actually defeat. So you have a lot more options in something like delves than you do in raids or invasions. But yeah, it's basically going to be as hard as level 500 raids, which I've never actually done before. So yeah, we'll see exactly how that goes. It's going to have the exact same stats pretty much. Though you do have, there is one caveat that makes it quite a bit easier though. As you upgrade treasure within a delve, you get a ridiculously huge amount of stats, which will make it easier than doing the same equivalent to raids. Mainly because every single time you upgrade your treasure, you're gaining more stats. Even if you don't upgrade the quality, you get more stats. So it's going to be really, really easy compared to raids, just because you can accumulate all those stats. And even if you had like the smallest of troops, like no legends, no mythics, yet you still had a really high treasure hoard, you'd still be able to actually take them out, simply because everything that you do have just has the stats to be able to do so. And it's one of the other things that actually makes it easier for newer players too, because newer players would of course lack the stats later on to actually be able to kill the bigger battles. But if you had treasure, you'd be able to offset that by the treasure you have. It's also one of the reasons I want to rush Mang and Titan on my Let's Play account as well. Because I do intend to solo literally so many battles with those, because it is possible to do so. It would just make things a lot easier for everything. It would allow it to do raids, invasions, guild wars, literally everything. Once we do that. There we go, take a skull, and down it goes. I don't even know if I'll be using any other hero class actually on my Let's Play account. It's probably just going to be Titan, because there's a lot of benefits to Titan. One is you start with Hero Sword, so one of the best weapons in the game you already start with as literally the first weapon, because Titan does give you extra magic to blue, and probably one of the first things I'm going to do is on the Let's Play account is rush to Stormheim, get Titan, and start leveling up Titan to max, and actually even start fully trading Titan. I think I might do. It's going to take a lot of trait stones, but hopefully we'll get an event that comes that will allow us to speed it up slightly. I'm not sure how else we'll actually rush it other than just doing a bunch of explore. The problem with that, though, is it levels too much. So I don't know the exact strategy with that. Maybe we won't trade it, but we definitely need to get leveled. Level 70 in particular is going to be very, very useful on it. And then from there, we head into Delves and then just go crazy with Delves. Okay, we're going to move that over. Go and grab a... I'll take a red, why not? Get a nice Alchemist in there, go from there. Go down to Browns. Let's see. Oh, sorry, did I miss your question? You think you were asking for a team in the class event, Sunspear class, without using Ubistet? Oh, okay, I see. Yes, I can go over that again. I can't actually do any battles, though, but we'll be showing the video for it later as well. But, yeah, let me go do that again. Go throw a Moneylender down. Look at that. Throw Queen Titania. And, oh, I didn't realize we got an extra turn. I just kind of assumed we didn't have enough. Okay, we'll go and, what else do we need to move around? We'll take a red, get the blue, throw an Alchemist. Actually, we don't even need it. Just get our last little bit of mana, take a skull, go from there. And just have to throw these two, and that's match. Do that, dead. It is immune to burning, so we actually aren't able to get the Fairy Fire kill off it. Yeah, let me go show the team again real quick. Okay, so if we go over to, what am I looking for? Over to troops, over to, not that, go to games, go to that, class events. So, teams that you can use. Obviously, this is what we're using, Dawnbringer, Sakima, Spirit Main, Ubistet. If you don't have Dawnbringer, use Mang. If you don't have Sakima or Ubistet, use Rushkin there, and use Shadow Hunter there. And if you don't have any of that, just spam 3 Spirit Mains, replacing everything that you don't have with Spirit Main. Also, if you somehow have multiple Ubistets, you would use multiple Ubistets. But yeah, the main reason you could just get away with spamming the Spirit Main is because of the extra red mana that you get for your Dawnbringer, in which case you can just keep spamming it. And if you don't have Dawnbringer, you just get quicker Mangs. Though you probably would want to have more variation to just mass Spirit Main if you are using something other than Dawnbringer. But if you are using Dawnbringer, you could literally just go Spirit Mains. Otherwise, replace that with that, and you'll be okay. If you use the Mang version. And that's pretty much what the teams would be. Okay, let's go back to... We didn't do dungeons yet, did we? Let's go do that so we don't forget. We'll stick with this, why not? Might as well. What banner should you use for the class events? +2 red. Just go all in on getting red, because you're already getting a +1 red from the green yellow guy, or green purple, I mean. So you might as well just go all in. Okay, do we convert red? Haha, no. Let's see, what do we go for? Since we can't do that. Guess we take a brown to the skull, so we'll do that. Get our mana still. Get Queen Titania, surprisingly. We now have a convert for that, which will give us the other two, hopefully, kind of. Move the other one. Queen Titania, get more mana on the board. Come on, we need one more. Okay, we'll go do that. Waste all of that mana, basically. We could get Alchemist out of it, though. We'll go throw that down. And it's already oh, duh. I forgot. These are weaker battles. Yeah, he still survives. Okay, we'll take a still. Dead. No problem, Onizaki. If anyone else has any other questions or anything I may have missed, feel free to leave them in chat. Also have the first redeem code in a little while, and we'll have another one a little bit later on as well. I'll move that down. Go grab a little bit of yellow. Yeah, we'll take a yellow red. Why not? Grab all that. We'll take a red over. Actually, we'll stick brown. Get a nice alchemist down and kind of just go from there. Take it on blue, I think. Not. Is there nothing worth going for? Again. Not a single one. We'll stick a yellow, I guess. I'll give full money lender. Oh, but there's a problem, though. We need the gold off of him. Okay, we do have to throw this on something. Here, have it on blue. We'll do that. Even if he gets something, it's fine. He's frozen. We'll go through this down now, and should be good to roll. Throw that into a Dawnbringer, into he's going to survive with barely anything. And I can't stop that either unless we go and get him to full mana again, which I guess we'll do. We'll do that, get another Queen Titania and kill it that way. Because that wouldn't have been enough to kill it. We'll do that, and then kill with that. Do I know the daily task bug? I do not. There's a daily task bug? I wouldn't be surprised. I know that it freezes up sometimes, and then you have to restart the game for it to actually record properly. But other than that, I haven't seen any bugs with it, specifically. Hello, Gabor. Welcome. Yeah, we'll take a red here, get a nice alchemist on, how about the purple there? We'll get that rolling, take the other yellow, throw a moneylender of sorts, and be good to go from there. So throw that down, he'll the skull poke, we'll get a money. Get a Queen Titania. Let's see. We'll get an Alchemist on blue. Do that. Get a Moneylender down if you can. Actually, we'll move that one. Go through that. Get a hit down. And that's match. What is the best Ketris team for PvP? It's basically the same Divine team, except you just run it with Ketris. It's just this team with Ketris, basically. Right over here. Where'd it go? Infernus Divine. It's this team, except you run Divinia instead of Infernus. And you run Ubistet. I mean, you run Ketris instead of Ubistet. And it's just that team. And we'll just run this in PvP against that really annoying Scion. We might actually lose to Mass Drain here. We'll see. The way we play out this team is not good against what we're actually up against. Oops, I just used... Oh no, I used the wrong team. Fail. Okay, I'll go do it after this battle. That's good, because the team we were about to use was actually somewhat bad against this anyways, so that works out. Aw, we're probably still going to lose. Ideally, we'd get rolling before he does his thing, but as long as he doesn't drain us here. Okay, we're fine. Or not. Never mind, we don't have an alchemist. Oh, yes, we do. Do it on brown. Get that going, get a moneylender down. Get all that. Get a Queen Titania in there. You don't have alignment. What do we do about that? I guess we take a skull and then throw a Dawnbringer, so he doesn't. Take the reds, not enough mana, though we do have alchemist, so that works out perfectly. Grab a moneylender in there. Get a Queen Titania for free. Dawnbringer. Okay, let me go use the actual team I meant to go do with the Ketris. Best Ketris team. There's actually several ways you can use Ketris. Just generally Divinia or some kind of buffer stats makes it a lot easier. Okay, so here's a somewhat annoying team again, but let's go use the team I wanted to go use, which was this one. Which is Divine Protector, Divinia, Ketris the Bull, and Divine Ishbala. So of course Divine Ishbala doesn't have cleanse anymore, but the way that we get past that is what does have cleanse is what's her name? Divinia. Oh, really? You just stunned it already? That's an annoying one to have stuns, but we just get that down, and you just keep spamming this over and over again. You throw Ketrises whenever you feel like it's time to go throw one, which it's about time. Go throw that there, get our kill, and just do the same thing again. Ideally, they wouldn't have Gorgolfa. If they didn't have Gorgolfa, you could kill it with skulls. I guess we could technically use Divine Protector for it, so much so I think we're actually going to go get rid of it. And basically, you just use Ketris like you always use Ketris. You throw it on second slot, you throw it at fourth slot, then you win the game. Obviously, we didn't because you got to revive, but that's normally how it goes. You Ketris second slot, Ketris fourth slot, and then you win. And that's basically how every Ketris team ever runs, for the most part, unless they have Stealthy in one of those two locations. It's actually one instance where Stealthy is ridiculously powerful, is at countering Ketris. Okay, let's go find a real team that we can actually do properly to do that. Okay, we'll do this one, because he doesn't have any revives, but yeah. You just get your mana flowing. You just get Divinia up as quickly as you possibly can. Throw Divinia. We actually have a Red Storm going right now with this hero, which is actually pretty good synergy because this team naturally does not have a Red Storm. So, hey, we found something good for this hero class. Hey, I didn't even think about that. Yeah. So, yeah, this team actually does require that Red Storm. Or not require, but it makes it a lot easier because it makes it so Divinia constantly has fuel. Also makes, if we wanted to, Divine Ishbala to have fuel. We don't actually have Divine Ishbala here to really cast. She's mainly just to start these with more mana, more so than herself, or to even cast at all. But you can use her for yellow mana generation and skull spam if you wanted to. But the main team is just, main part of it's Tetris. So you do that, throw that, get this thing back to full mana, keep doing this until that's back to full mana, and just keep repeating that until you win. And then you throw the Tetris, dead, and that's basically how it rolls. Actually, I didn't even think about that, but yeah, that's actually insanely good with the hero class. We might as well just keep using this. That's funny. I forgot how good a Red Storm would be on this team. Oh, so that's a lot of Wild Queens. What do we need here? We'll go take the yellow. Oh, you can't one-turn Divinia anymore. I didn't think about that. Or you still can, but you would need a lot of extra pluses on it. Move that over. Do we buff first? Yeah, I think we do. I need that extra bit of stats for that extra bit of damage. Do keep in mind, Tetris does have the big liability of losing damage as he takes damage. Or, you know, losing damage potential that he can deal to the enemy. There we go. And then we throw it down again. And down it goes. Yeah, it's basically what the new version of Infernus Ubisted is. Or what it looks like. Let's see. How much gold should we save for the Underworld? Several million, if you can. Why do you exclude the chat window from some streams like Guild Wars? You like to watch replays, and it's nice. I might be moving it back once we do a new stream format, because I do kind of want to make like a new format that I just use for everything. But I just haven't made one yet. I will be in the future. Something different. I still don't know exactly what I want to do for it, and whatever I want to change it to, I want to keep it as is, or, you know, I want to keep it as that for a while. So, just haven't gotten around to doing it yet, but I will be eventually. But the main reason I just don't have it there is it's kind of small and just wasn't really doing anything, and it's kind of blocking some stuff at times. But, yeah, we will be changing in the future to look different than what it is now, as well as different from the previous one, which is literally just my head on the screen. But, yeah, we'll be revamping it in the future. Hopefully in the next month or so, or less. Yeah, you want to save a couple million for the next patch. Hello, the pro player. Welcome. Best catch... Oh, never mind. I already answered that. This is the best catchers team to use. Quick question. Moneylender's trait for more gold affects the gold collected during the battle? Yes. Or does it also affect the gold received from the battle won? No. It only has an effect on gold within the battle. Every single gold bonus in the game only affects the gold from the battle itself. Not the one amount after. Only the one during. I will throw that down, get a hit. Kill that out with that. Get our mana up with it. It actually has a really solid cycle. It pretty much plays out the same way every time. Until it doesn't. Okay, we'll go get the cleanse. Or Catcher said that. So how long until they nerf Divinia now? No. I actually hope they never do. Let's see, we'll skull spam that away. Oh, we're entangled. No! You don't have cleanse anymore! No, I forgot about that. Fail. Normally you could just use cleanse to get rid of the entangle. Fail. Okay. Forgot. Whoops. Gotta use Divinia first. And then you get the thing off. And dead if he... Can you stop your turn already? Wow, that's a long turn. And then it goes. What will we need gold for? The treasure hoard within factions requires gold. Not a lot of gold initially, but it does require gold. It starts eating up quite a bit later on. But yeah, depending on how you max it, it can take anywheres from, I believe it runs anywheres from about a couple 100,000 gold to about 16 million gold or somewhere around there per faction. It depends what treasure you use and when you use them. It's better to use smaller treasures initially and then work to bigger treasures and save those bigger treasures for when you have higher amounts. Though when it first starts, you're probably just going to throw literally every bit of treasure you have at it. But the strategy, once you finally have a decent amount of treasure, like once you finally have a plus 10 kingdom, or plus 10 faction, I mean, the strategy will be use all the smaller treasure once they're lower level, and then use all the bigger treasure once they're higher level. Because if I'm not mistaken, it charges you based on treasure you use, not based on EXP that you accumulate. So once you get to higher treasure hordes, you'd want to use the bigger ones, so it costs you less gold. And you'd want to use the smaller ones on less upgraded factions, so that it doesn't cost you as much, while still getting upgrades. $100 million to max it per faction. It is nowhere near that much. Also, keep in mind, you don't actually have to max factions. I forget what level you need to get up to, but the actual max for a faction is a lot lower than the actual max. It's kind of like hero level. Hero level, you're technically maxed at 1,500, but it goes up to 10,000. So there's like an actual max and then like a technical max. But the actual max, I believe, is either 250 or 500 for the treasure hordes, even though it goes up to 1,000. You still keep gaining stats and stuff up to there. But as far as faction renown, as soon as you get it, so it maxes out your faction renown, you have no point in doing it any further. It's just a complete waste at that point. You would never need that many stats, unless you were like a really new player. But if you were a really new player, you wouldn't even have that much treasure, so there's no point in ever going that high with any faction. Unless you just had an excess of treasure and you felt like, let's just go and waste our gold. That's the only time you'd bother doing it. But it'd be a long while, I would assume, before that would ever reach that point, anyone. Unless say you throw a lot of gems at the events. Okay, let's go throw, speaking about throwing, let's go throw the Ketris at you. And you need to go get hit. Okay, we'll throw, how do we do this? I guess we take that red and then explode. Hopefully get an extra turn here. Nope. Okay. It's going to be a little concerning. I might even need to go kill it now. Ow, he just hit me with a Ketris. You're not supposed to hit us with Ketris. Also, did he just live with 1 HP? He did. He's going to win with 1 HP. No, we'll go do that. And hopefully there's enough damage. Probably not after he hit us with Ketris and everything else, but we'll throw that there. And no, it is not. Not even enough to kill either of them. Kill the damage source. And it's a match. We can kill off Explosion. Or not. 2 HP. Can everything stop living with barely anything? And we'll just throw anything at it. And down it goes. $500k gold or 100k gold times 1,000 levels. That's not how the leveling system works, though. Each level, I believe, is 1 plus whatever its level is. I'm not fully certain on that, but I'm pretty sure it is. So level 1, or to get to level 2, you need 3 HP. To get to level 3, you need 4, and so on and so forth. And I believe level 1,000 would be 1,001 EXP to reach it. But it's 1 level higher than whatever its level is how much EXP you need for each thing. Let's see. You're only getting maybe 2,000 gold per battle on your 3rd battle. You have dragon armor. Well, the easiest way to get more gold would be to go do Warlord 4 difficulty and just do fire bombs with greed. It's a team that ended up coming into the game ever since the most recent faction, and it's actually pretty decent. It was already possible beforehand, but now that you can gain the extra gold, it's actually way quicker than normal PvP, since it has 0 downtime pretty much to get the extra gold. But it's that greed team you keep seeing me bring out occasionally. It's technically the quickest thing in the entire game at farming gold. If all we cared about was resources and nothing else, literally all we'd be doing is throwing 4 times firebomb, or facing 4 times firebomb using that team. Because that would give us the highest rate of resources compared to anything else. Alright, I need to go remove that barrier. Oh wait, you didn't gain barrier? Wait, what? That has, oh, it doesn't gain barrier until level 9. I didn't realize that. Okay. I keep forgetting that. I always just assume everyone has it at +9. Okay. Let's go and... What else do we need? Okay, let's go through the greed team. Go get that on there. Where'd it go? Greed, where are you? We need our gold. Yeah, it's greed, any weapon using hero, with double of the Cedric or one of the event troop. Technically, the highest gold you could ever get would be if the event troop gave you plus 400 gold. Though currently the event this week is not plus 400 gold. It is 2 times straight stones, which obviously I don't need. Okay, what do we need here? Just basically move anything. Not really worth double casting him. You can if you want. It's not that mandatory though. It's a very small amount of gold that you would get extra if you did. It's still a little bit extra nonetheless. So the verdict for the Sunspear weapon is that it's trash. Yes, the Sunspear weapon is trash. It's still not obtainable, right? Am I going crazy? It's still not obtainable. I don't think it will be until they fix it on probably Monday. Good morning, Kevin. Because I still haven't gotten it yet. And I double-checked the forum and I didn't see any mention really of it. They're probably going to reimburse us next week for not having the weapon, hopefully. Like, here's some apology gems or something. Okay, move that over. Yeah, I know, almost every single class weapon in the entire game is useless. The only exceptions to that are Creeping Death, and that's about it. Basically, Creeping Death. They all really need a rebalance if they're going to make them, like, Mythic quality. That or make their perks even better or something. Like, give every single Mythic weapon a unique perk that no other weapon has. That would actually make them really viable. That's actually the problem that Legends had when they first came out. When traits first came out, no one ever bothered using Legends anymore because you could just use the better traits that were on lower rarity troops instead of bothering with Legends. So to fix that, they ended up adding unique trait to every Legend in the game, and of course to every Mythic as well when Mythics eventually came out. But they first weren't released with uniques. And that's kind of the same problem that Legendary and Mythic weapons have now, is that a lot of them aren't worth it. Particularly Mythic weapons, because they do not have any unique traits or anything going towards them. But if they were, if every single Mythic weapon had its own unique thing, every single one of them would probably be viable as long as that unique thing wasn't horrible. And be a great way to actually improve them. What's a good green weapon for general purposes? War and Peace, generally. You get it for free from completing out the Kazale Kingdom after completing out the Adana Kingdom. Probably one of the weapons we'll be rushing on the Let's Play account, just because of how decent it is at a lower level range. Or maybe not, because if we're using Titan, it actually doesn't synergize with Titan too well. But at least it would be good for Arena, if nothing else. It's a really great early game Arena weapon. But then again, we could use Urskea Crown for early game Arena. The only problem with that is it would be mandatory for us to have a good red damager on our team. And that red damager would need to not die. Oh, never mind. No, it wouldn't. Because we could bypass that by constantly summoning Urskeas. And those Urskeas can be the troops we win off of. Oh yeah, so actually Urska Crown, as a newer player, would probably be our first rush before we go to War and Peace. Because Urska Crown, you only need to complete out half of Urskea Kingdom, if I'm not mistaken. And there's no caveat as needing to do like a different kingdom beforehand or anything. So I think that'll be what we'll get then. It's a little bit slower for PvP and stuff, but it'd be a lot safer in Arena to make sure we never lose a battle. Which is important because we need to make sure we get those 8 wins to get our extra resources. That'll probably be our game plan. I'm not sure if there's any restriction to that, but I'm pretty sure you get it automatically. I'm almost guaranteed on that. Okay, we'll go take a purple. I hear a doorbell, but I think it might be the Jehovah's Witnesses again. So I'm actually not going to bother answering. I can't think of who else it could possibly be. I'm never going to bother. We did it once. We actually still have their pamphlet right here. I haven't bothered throwing it away. We still have their little pamphlet thingy from earlier. Anyways, let's see. Let's go. There's not even a car in front of the house. Like, I think they would get the message like, hey, no one's home. Does it ring? No, it just makes a ding-dong. It's one of those ding-dong bells. It doesn't do like a little jingle. It's one of those really basic ones. They won't leave you alone. They haven't been coming ever, and then this recently started coming. I don't know why, but they keep doing it during my stream on Saturdays. It's weird. Isn't that when they did it last time? I know they did it on a stream last time. It was either last Friday or last Saturday. So I guess they do it the same day and they just keep going around the entire town. Or something. Okay, we'll go and take a scroll down. Go tell them the Underworld is coming soon. That's pretty much what they're coming to say to me. You're knocking? It's definitely not you. Okay, they didn't bother mass ringing this time. Maybe it was someone else. We're not getting any packages recently, so it can't be that. How do you assess the legendary guild tasks, where you get troops sometimes as a reward from finishing the guild tasks? Your guild finishes 2 or 3 a week. You get them from completing out all of the tasks within the kingdom. You have 12 tasks for 6 different colors. After you've completed out all of those, you end up getting a stat bonus. And once you complete out all 6, you'll get, or when you do each individual one, you get a stat bonus. And when you do all 6 of them, you also end up getting the access to legendary tasks. And then for 1 million gold, your guild can complete a legendary task, and then everyone in your guild get those resources. They're pretty bad value, but they're, as far as throwing gold infinitely into something, they're one of the best values in the game because gold keys aren't really high. Throwing them into treasure hoards is going to be decent, but there's only so far you need to go with them, and there's really no other place to put them. It's basically just guild, the initial upgrades for all kingdoms, which everyone gets done pretty quickly, and which is one of the main gold sinks earlier on in the game, and then new factions, and that's about it. There really isn't too many locations to use gold. Oh, and gold keys, of course. But, yeah, generally just dumping it all into guilds tends to be one of the better ways. Okay, we'll go take the red down. Go throw a green, why not? Oh, wait, I just realized he's using a non-mana version of that team. I don't know why people bother running this without the mana. It's really annoying when they do. Like, without empowered. Like, that's the whole point of even setting that as your defense team, is so that they're empowered. Or maybe they're just trying to troll people even harder. But if they want to do that, they would put a gnome in the team. Okay, can you do your cast already? Oh, I could have threw gold. Oh, well. It's only a few hundred gold we would have gained. Only a few hundred gold. Oh, I just realized. I'm not even doing this on Warlord 4 difficulty, am I? Nope. Oh, no, yes, I am. Wait, why is that gold so low? We only got 3,600. That was weird. Normally it's like 4,000 plus. We have a sign that says, if you have not been invited, we will let the dogs out. Okay, we'll go and throw a gold down. Throw the reds. The stream blinked. It does that sometimes. It likes blinking. Oh no, it's been doing some really weird things lately. I think it mainly has to do with my encoding program more so than anything. It's up to date though. It's not like it's outdated or anything. Okay, oh, I was about to throw that gold. Okay, let's throw that at you. You'll probably explode. And there we go. Oh, never mind. We were already at max gold. Didn't realize we already double casted. Let's see. Just reading back in chat real quick. But yeah, if anyone still has any other questions or anything I may have missed, let me know in chat and I'll get over to it. I'm just double checking right now to see if there was anything, and I don't think there is. Also, speaking of that, let's go give out the first redeem code. I still haven't done that yet, have I? I have another one a little bit later as well. And then 4.0. No, soon. Very soon. I want it so badly already. But only a few more days. Only a few more days. And then we have a lot of stuff to go over with it. But yeah, we're getting 8 new troops, 5 or 7 new pets, 8 new troops, 5, let's see. Let's go over everything. 8 new troops, 7 new pets, 2 new weapons, the new game mode of Delves and everything that brings, as well as the Underworld, the graphic change, and the bug fixes. And I believe that is everything. I think there might have been like a few other things here or there, like really small tweaks, and maybe some rebalance. If I could have a pet, what pet would it be and why? You mean like a real life pet? Well, I always like Persian cats. That's what I used to have when I was younger. Actually, when I was younger, I had a lot of pets. Let's see, what was everything I had when I was younger, or at least throughout my childhood? I had 2 cats, a koi pond with dozens of kois, a goldfish with inside of that koi pond that had hundreds of goldfish, and they ended up reproducing and made even more. Almost overpopulated at one point because it's actually a relatively small pond. I had turtles in the backyard. They weren't technically mine, but they actually lived in our backyard, and I was able to play with them and stuff. Even though they technically weren't ours, they were like in that little forest area between like the 2 yards, so they were technically ours. We had wild deer. Of course, that's not actual ones. I had a lot of monarchs around too. I know that's not technically a pet, but they were on all the milkweed and everything. Had like a nice little garden and everything. A lot of butterflies actually came around. We had the normal birds. Of course, those weren't pets. I did have 2 pet birds actually in the past. One of them we called Pikachu too. It was in the previous house. It was had those like little red cheeks and like that yellowish face. It was really adorable. Let's see what other pets have I had in the past. I had 3 chickens and a rooster at one point. They didn't last long because the wolves that they ended up the township ended up releasing to try to deal with the deer population ended up killing literally every piece of livestock in the area. Always wanted a horse. Never had a horse though, unfortunately. And what else? Oh, those little hermit crabs. I used to have a few of those. Those things in the shells with those like little large pincher thingies. Let's see what other pets did I have. I think that was all of them. Probably all of them. Pretty sure I'm missing at least one. That's all the pets I've had in the past. As far as pet I would want to have the most nowadays, I don't really know. Because the maintenance of them. I'd probably just want a cat, because they're generally like one of the more low maintenance ones that's still cute and fuzzy. I just really like Persian cats. Plus, I do have a bit of an allergy to like fur stuff, but I'm not really allergic to Persians, as well as a few other breeds of various animals. Oh, we got a gnome. Actually, we haven't gotten a pet this entire stream yet, so let's go claim that. And I did say we'd give out a code, so there we go. We give out a code for the gnome, I guess. There we go, perfect. Well, let's go find the damage we need so we can go and kill it, actually. And it should one-shot because he's higher HP, so that works out perfectly. And all we have to do now is just delay our turns until we win. And he'll just kill itself out, and it'll be good to go. Oh, we got another ogre. We actually just got one yesterday, too, as our most recent pet. Let's see. Well, we'll go to ogre again. How many more copies do we still need? I think it's like 8 or 7. Yeah, 8. We still got a little while to go. And the typing is pretty bad. It's only orcs, but let's go take them out. What was your question? Your question was... I don't see your question. What is wrong with your math? You said it isn't 100 million. I have no clue how much it is. I didn't bother doing the math yet. I did not bother doing the math yet. Also, you have to keep in mind, whatever math you're doing up to is not what you actually need to upgrade them to. You would never need to max out a faction, ever. It's a waste of resources to even think about it. Kind of like how it's a waste of time to bother thinking about reaching level 10,000. It is literally impossible. It's not impossible with the factions, but it's realistically impossible just because of how wasteful it is on resources. You only have to get factions so you get max renown. Once you have max renown, you no longer ever need to upgrade that specific faction. Because you don't gain any benefit other than stats at that point. And as a late game player, even if factions gave 0 stats, you'd have enough stats to do factions. Okay, we'll go for that. Get the other kill.
Oh, we actually do have an extra turn there. Maybe just kill it with that side swipe. Oh yeah, one of my Persians actually ended up living to 20. He lived very, very long. Let's see. We'll go and... Oh, why did I devour the one with... I always do that. I devour the one first that has immune to... Or that has Entangle on it, so I can't actually get more value. I hate when I do that. Alright, we'll take that. Take the other one. You always wanted a Komodo dragon. Aren't those venomous? I don't know if I've ever I don't know if I would ever want to have a snake or any kind of reptile like that. Same as spiders. Spiders I could never have. That would drive me crazy. I'd have nightmares every single night of it getting out and doing something. Okay, we'll go and throw that down, get a Devourer dead. I don't know, if I think if I ever was to get another pet, it might actually just be a dog. I've never actually had a dog before. I always found dogs used to hate me though, but that's mainly because I used to have cats, so they would just hate the smell of me because of that. Okay, we'll not devour first lot this time. Let's take a skull there, let's hit a little bit of damage. Get our Devour already. Come on, Devour. Oops, wrong one though. We need Devour on first slot. We'll go move that down. He'll hit us some. Go and get ourselves the full mana. Go and get that on you. And get one on there. It's pretty much matched. Okay, what else do we need? We need... let's take the red down. Hello, Jay. Welcome. And good morning, Dragon Ball Z fan. Welcome as well. Why is the Anu Scepter useful at all? It always just feels like a backup for combos loops. That's pretty much what it is. It's actually really good if maxed out. I don't currently have it maxed out, but it's really good for board control, and it's really good for just getting a burst of mana accumulation. And in the context of this team, there really isn't much else to really put there that still uses hero. Oh, I did it again! That Entangle is hurting us. It's not a helpful Entangle, because I have such a habit of hitting the first one, or whichever one has the summon. I keep making that mistake and just going right for the Devour, not paying attention to the fact we already have an Entangle on it. Okay, we'll go get the kill right there. Nice. There's the attack we needed to one-shot it now. And we'll stick the skull, and down it goes. Okay, let's go take... I kind of want to leave the brown there, but he's going to take it immediately if I do, so let's move that over. Take a skull, preemptively, just to get some damage down. Let's not accidentally hit that one first. We'll go do that. He'll hit us. Try to get our Devourer. There we go, so if he dies, that's fine. Move that over for full Anu, take a skull hit. Go take some reds and a bunch of other stuff. Go try getting Devourer, nice. Then we'll go do this on brown. Get full mana. And go for the Devour again. And there we go. Yeah, that's basically what the Anu Scepter is for. It's just a nice way to give it mana. It's basically like having a Gob Chomper there while still getting the benefit of having Hero. Nice, got our first Devourer, so we can just Skull hit it now. Nice, double Devourer. Come on, triple. There we go, we got a triple. But we can't get a quad because we don't have a fourth one. Come on, Skulls. Or full mana, either or. What do we take here? We'll move that. Wait, why did I take it the other way? We could have had a skull chance. Move that over. Come on, 4 Devours in a row. Otherwise, he gets a summon. There we go, 4 Devours in a row. That's what I want to see. Perfect. And one more battle. Let's see. We're gonna move that over. I'm still doing the redeem code. No worries. I just wanted to finish out the pet. Go to that. Aw, we didn't get Mass Devour. Throw another hit down. Actually, why am I trying to do it on you? Do it on the freeze. Now we have to get our mana right back up. Go and throw down a something. Move that over. Let's take some reds. We'll go and throw a yellow drop. Didn't get it. Go take a... None of that's worth it. So we'll go take a blue down. Oh, hello, purple. Didn't take that. Let's see. Which one do we need here? I guess yellow. I forget which one we set the banner on. I believe it was brown. Okay, we'll go and see if we have a drop. Doesn't look like it. Still don't have the drop, but we'll just go for Devour unless we can take full mana, which we can. Grab that. And go from there. Move that down. Nothing I can do about that explosion. But we do have enough attack now to one-shot everything. It'll let me. And it's probably not going to let me. No, it does not. So we'll go try getting our Devour there. Doesn't get it. Doesn't connect. Just go grab the last of our mana. Nope. Okay. Take a green over. Take a purple over. Shuffle, of course, against our favor. Move the yellow over. Take a skull. And wow, that does a lot of damage. And another skull. For over 300 damage in one single hit. Of course, it doesn't have that much durability, but oh well. How many do we get? We get 3 copies. Not bad. We only need 5 more then, and we'll have a max ogre bonus or orc bonus. Yeah, Gop Trumpers are so useful. Oh, so I didn't even see how many tributes that was. What's this? Servers are experiencing degraded performance. Okay, good to know. Anyways, let me go and switch over to the code. So let's go give out the first code. We'll have another one a little bit later as well. Let's see, which one should we give out? Let's go give the, do the fine? I think that's supposed to be do the thing, but she spelled it differently, so no one would guess what it is. And the rest of them are just random numbers and letters. But yeah, let's go with this one. Boom, 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 copy it, and put it into chats. Actually, before I do, let me go double check if it even works. Fail. Let me go do that. Put that there, boom. Put that there, boom. Get rid of the space. Did she accidentally make this 11 long? No, she didn't. Good. She has been pretty good about that. We haven't gotten an 11 character code for a while now. But let's go put this below me, go put it into chat so you guys can just copy paste it and go from there. And you'll probably want to save these redeem codes for these the keys themselves, the gem key for when next Mythic comes out. Okay, so there it is. Do the thing. Spelled very weirdly. And make it somewhat centered. Go post it into chat and use that same location as always, gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. So copy that, move that over, post that into chat, spam it into chat. There you guys go. And feel free to leave a like if you've been enjoying the stream. It really helps out a lot. It would be greatly appreciated. And we'll have another one a little bit later on. Let's see. Yeah, it's not available on console due to license issues and other stuff. It's currently only available on PC, mobile, and Amazon version. Basically every version other than the console versions. But you use it on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section or click that link. Your invite code can be found underneath your settings menu. Whatever your game says there is what you use. The invite code, no, I just said invite code. The redeem code is right below, as you see there, as well as in chat. You just copy paste it from there. And yeah, it gives the same reward as always. Come on, load. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold, if it will ever load. Mail. They weren't kidding when they said server issues are having a problem. There we go. Okay, let's go get our 2 maps. Oh no, everything is taking forever now. Yep, we got degraded performance. Oh no. Oh no. Oh no. If it's gonna keep this up this entire time, we might just need to stop. Hopefully it goes away in the next few minutes. There we go. It's gonna get really annoying if that persists for the next hour. Okay, it seems like PvP menus are going quick. I guess it's just those menus. So we need to stay away from those. And just stick with normal PvP. And no problem, everyone, for the code. Oh no, the game is taking forever to load too. Oh no. Oh, it's not that big a deal. It's not that bad. If it was taking like multiple minutes, I would say yeah, no. But it's taking like, what, 20 seconds? I'll go and get a yellow over. Get a Divinia. Get another Divinia. Throw a Ketris at that. And how are you not dead? Luckily that'll kill it out. And it's pretty much matched. Throw another one, get full mana. How are you not full mana? Good job, dead. And there we go. Standard Ketris. Are they in Seattle right now for PAX? I didn't even realize that. I did see that there. I saw their thing on the forum, but I didn't realize that was actually this weekend. Let's see. We'll go through that down. I've never been much of a convention goer. I never really understood like the excessive interest in that. Probably because of how antisocial I am. Okay, let's see. We'll go and we'll throw a skull spam. I need that to go down. Then we can just one-shot the other things. Yeah, we got 2 victories in that time somehow. It's been giving so many more victories lately than normal. Like, not even just victories, but battles in general. Okay, we'll go move this over. Didn't get anything really cascaded. We'll take the red, double red. Neither of them surged, though, and now he gets a mercy. He doesn't leave us anything either. Oh, yes, he does. Never mind. We'll grab that. If we're a Divinia in there so we get enough damage. Might need to throw multiple Divinias. Does he have alignment currently? If the answer to that is no, we throw it now, and it's a no, so we throw it now. It's not enough damage, which is kind of to be expected. But I mainly just wanted to... Oh, no! He just converted away all my skulls, though. Ooh. That's bad. Let me get the Divinia rolling. And then go explode everything. He manged. He manged us. I haven't actually seen an AI actually use mang properly ever. I think that's the first time I've ever seen the AI actually properly use the mang strategy. Also, I just gave him the skull. I actually could have taken that away. That didn't. But that was pretty much a lose anyways. Rip. Yeah, it actually used mang correctly for the first time ever, apparently. Of course. Oops, wrong team. I want that one. Okay, take that down. Grab that. Grab a... What do we need here? Grab brown to blue. Take a green down. Get another one of these. Let's go through a double firebomb. I'll take a skull, why not? And we don't even need another greed. We'll smooth that down. And take whatever ends our turn. End your turn already! And then it goes. Anyone here just getting here, make sure to use the code below. We will have another one a little bit later on as well. Oops, that is not the team I meant to use. Fail, we lost. Rip. That is a lose. Retreat. There's no way that's going to kill that. We technically could if we got super lucky. Actually, what is our win rate this week? We only lost 13 times. 12 if you don't count that. What's the team that I have new meta divine? Oh, it's an old name. I currently have it set as the one of the I have it set as one of the what's this hero class called? Sunspear. I have it set up as one of the Sunspear teams currently. The new divine is exactly what we were just using. It's the Ketris Divinia version of the same team. It's literally the same thing. It just ran with the troops that didn't get nerfed. It still uses Divinish Follow though, of course, because you just use her for everything. I still wish they didn't nerf her 50% start. Like, the cleanse made sense to get rid of it on her, but the 50% start, I don't know, it just feels weird. Because it's just confirming that Divines are stronger than literally any other type in the entire game. Though I guess they'll do that some more in the future. Like, Dragons will probably get 40%, and Daemons maybe, and some other ones, but Dragons definitely would. What's your brown Guild War team you're going to be using today? I was going to try using Skull Spam Brown, which was going to be this. Wrath, Glaceon, Doomclaw, King Bloodhammer. I'm pretty sure it's going to fail, but my normal brown I would normally use is Gorgolfa, Corvash, Divine, or Ubistet. Of course, Ubistet got nerfed, but could try using a Ketris version of a similar team. Problem is we can't run Divinia with it, but yeah, something along those lines is kind of what I was going to roll with. You can still get away with doing Corvash to Ubistet to win. It's even with the nerf, it still functions correctly. The main team is Gorgolfa Corvash, is the main component of that team. Yeah, as far as the person who was asking the new meta Divine thing, or this new meta Rip, it's basically not that one, but it's this one. This is what the new Divine is. I was just using a bunch of Alchemist Moneylender teams because Alchemist Moneylenders are going to be some of the better things, particularly once I just kind of wanted to practice them mainly because they're going to be really good with new Mythic, assuming it doesn't get changed from what it currently is supposed to release as. Okay, we'll go and we'll throw another Divinia, why not? We just double cast it once we get full mana, and here's our full mana. Basically wipes most of the team. The exact same thing again. We get the last little bit of its mana that we need. Throw it at you. Oh no, I meant to take that for 4 times. Oh well. Not that big a deal. And there we go. You're top 25 in PvP for legendary ingots. That will soon be unnecessary. Oh, nice. Oh, but yeah, generally, actually, top 100 would probably be best. Trying to get epic ingots on the PvP leaderboard. Epics are probably going to be needed a lot more than legendaries, as weird as that may seem. The main reason for that is like this category right here, from 1,000 to top 100 or top 51. This category right here is probably going to be the most desirable because legendary and mythic ingots are going to be a lot easier to obtain next patch, like ridiculously easier. So you don't really need to worry about those anymore, but there's no easy way to go get epic ingots, so I don't know if that was kind of an oversight on their part or what, but that or they just want us to upgrade all of our ingots or something, probably. That's what they want us to do. It's a trap. I still haven't bothered doing the common ones just because of how expensive it is. I believe it's 10,000 per epic ingot. Let's see. It's, let's break this down and double check it real quick. So if I want to craft an epic ingots off of common ingots, it costs 100 per rare. It then costs 1,000 per epic. I mean ultra rare. And then it costs 10,000 per epic. So if I was to convert all my commons into epic ingots, it would cost me 10,000 souls per epic ingot. Is that worth it? I almost feel like the answer is yes. I don't know. Do you guys feel like that's worth it? 10,000 per epic ingot. That means one epic weapon costs 360,000 souls. That's a lot of souls. Yeah, obviously it's not worth going all the way up to Mythic. I wasn't saying that. I was saying going up to Epic. It costs 10,000 per Epic ingot, 360,000 per weapon. I think that's maybe worth it? I don't know. When I see that big number of 11,000 there, it makes me say, like, no. But then we have, like, a 2.3 million stack, and it's like, I think we can afford it. But still, I'm not going to do it yet, just in case. Because that's the whole trap, is for it to sink souls. But we'll go do these to Ultra Rares, do these to Epics. And go get 2 more, if nothing else. And there we go. We're still ages away from getting, like, our 3rd epic weapon. Just wait for Delves? That's such a soul sink? Does Delves have any soul sink in it? I don't recall it having any soul sink. It has a gold sink. It actually accumulates you souls. It doesn't actually have a soul sink in it, though. There's no sink associated with the thing, other than 4 new troops coming in per Delve, but that's just, like, new troops coming in. Just standard upgrading. I forgot. The servers are being weird. It's going to take like an hour to go into the troop menu. No! There we go. Okay, that actually didn't take too long. But I want to check how close we are to getting an epic weapon maxed. We are far away. We have 11. We are ages away from doing that. So how high is leaderboard these days? If it's below 33,000, I might try for it next week. Let's see. What's the numbers looking like? That is above 33,000. By the end of the week, that looks like it would be 34, 35,000. Oh, no, we could maybe try it. Also, we're at 70,835. That is so low. That is so low. But, I guess next week we might try for it. I don't know. I don't believe they're coming down until the 5th. But then the rest of the time I'll be busy. Also, that reminds me, I might not be able to do Friday and Saturday stream next week. Almost forgot to mention that. I'm not fully certain on that, but I will have company over during that time. I'm pretty sure I'd still be able to do it. They'd probably still be sleeping or something, I don't know. But, I probably still would be, but I will have company over at the time and don't know if I'll be able to still get that in the morning. We'll still have the nightly streams most of the time, but all next week will kind of be a weird schedule for me, so see how it goes. How bad of a gold sink? Several million. Like millions upon millions of gold per faction. But you don't have to fully max them. You only need to partially max them. Okay, we'll go take the blues, go take the red down. Go and take blue over again. Grab a purple. So the numbers may be high. So is the time and match number you need for such amount of ingots. So you will get those soul numbers and more in the same time. Yeah, I know. You do, every single battle, you're getting more souls than the amount of ingots it costs. That is true. Or kind of true. To a degree. Because you're getting, like, we're getting, like, what, 11 souls for this battle with no soul gain? 16. So we're getting 16 souls for this battle. But, if we get a common ingot, for example, which is what a good majority of our ingots are going to be, that costs 100 souls. We need 10 of them. So technically each one costs us 10 souls. So that brings us there. But technically the full lifespan of one ends up costing us a lot more than that. Because we have to go from common to rare, then from rare to ultra rare, and then from ultra rare to epic. So that would make one single common ingot cost us, I think it's around 15 to 16 souls, which is kind of funny because that's actually how much we get from battle, I guess. So you know what? I guess it is about the same amount that we get from a battle. But yeah, it would basically negate out all of the natural souls that we get from the standard battle thingies if we were to go do the ingots that way. Which means we wouldn't be increasing our souls by much. But yeah, technically we could go and upgrade them. Oh no, we'll see how badly we need to. We probably will eventually. I've just been hesitant to do it. Because that's a lot of souls to lose very quickly. And if they start planning on adding a mythic weapon, let's say every 3 months, then we're going to need those souls. Way more than we need the ingots. These epic ingots aren't really going to do anything. They're mainly just for kingdom upgrades. Not a single epic weapon is actually worth using. Except for maybe Prey Seeker. That's like the only exception out of any, as far as any epic weapon is concerned. And some of the Storm ones and some of those counter ones, like for Pure Color, they're okay. But mainly only Prey Seeker. It's about the only epic weapon that's really over the top. The next time that you're on the beta, go to Shop Specials and take a look around. Oh, did they change things? I didn't actually check there. Interesting. I actually haven't played the beta for about 2 weeks now, so there might be changes that I'm not aware of. Maybe I'll go check it out later. Well, we might still be doing the streams. I'm hoping that we can. I'm pretty sure I'll still be able to. There's a really, really high chance I'll be able to still. But I'm mainly just saying that just in case you see me not on, so you guys don't panic. No, I'll just be, because there are some days next week that I might be busy at certain times. I'll try to let you guys know in advance, but it might just happen all abruptly if they feel like doing something. Because we're probably going to go out quite a bit and other stuff. Let's see, we're gonna move that over. Take a, what else do we need here? We'll go take the brown to blue. Because it's basically like them going on those like mini vacations, so probably gonna have a lot of stuff to do. Okay, can you not hit our damage first? That's the biggest issue with this troop, is the more he gets hit, the more damage we lose. And if they just feel like constantly hitting him, we lose a lot of damage potential. Also, I didn't even realize he's using gold spam team. Haven't seen gold spam team in ever. Like I've just ever seen it used on defend. I've used it to fight people with, but I've never actually seen someone else bother using it. That's kind of interesting. Alright, we'll go hit him with that. It's supposed to be an extra turn there. How did we not? Well, let's go move that over. Do we get another Divinity or just start hitting it already? Let's just start hitting it. See if we have a Cascade there. Go for the hit here. Go from there. So we'll do that. It doesn't actually kill anything because his stats are so low. Can you stop hitting him? There we go. Go do that. Get our extra turn. Throw another Ketris down so we get a triple kill. And 1 HP. If he wins off a 1 HP. So if they ever nerf Explosion, Bronzelock Pistol is the new Gorgoltha / Explosion / what you use for literally everything. Particularly if you have it maxed. Can you not do that? Particularly if you have it maxed, and particularly even more so if you have it with a troop that does 3 times damage to burning. because Bronze Lock Pistol does burn first enemy when you have it maxed. Okay, let's get this thing to full mana and just win off of that. And a smash. Don't you dare. No! We can't target him directly. No! Why? Luckily, he only summoned one this time. Why you gotta be like this? Okay, there we go. He didn't go for the skull for whatever reason. Oh yeah, we get to use Infernus in raids next week. I didn't think about that either. Nice. Oh yeah, what can we use in raids next week? We can use anything in Broken Spire. Interesting. I wonder if it's viable just to run 3 Infernuses. But yeah, we can use anything from here, plus the new troops. So I don't think any of the 2 new troops were viable, other than the raid troop. But, yeah, we could use Infernus. We can use, oh, we could even use Firebomb. If we had a summoner. Wait, how many troops is this kingdom going to have? It's getting 2 new ones, right? How far does that bring its kingdom power? Not enough. We would need another 2. So close. So very close. We'll have 18 level 20s, but we will not have 20 Broken Spire troops. We'll still be missing 2. Because we'll only have 18 by next week. Unfortunate. But oh well. And then after that, it only takes every single new one will end up giving you another star. Every single new troop that gets added. It keeps going by 2 for all the first 10 levels, and then it goes only by 1 for each additional level past that. Which we haven't gotten to that point yet on any kingdom, but once it does start occurring, every single new troop is basically just a new star. So it's important to get literally every single one of them up. Did Tacet show his brown team for today? Yes. We have 2 different brown teams. We have Gorgolfa Corvash, that version of it that we were using. And we were using a 4-time Skull Spam team, which I'll probably be testing. I'm pretty sure it's going to fail, but I do want to use it just for fun. Just to see what will happen. But yeah, we'll go show it in a second. Okay, can you stop doing everything? Let's go get enough HP so it doesn't kill us with Ubestet. Let's move that over. Getting our stats up. Can we actually kill him now? We should be able to. Good at that. He goes and hits those 2. Luckily, neither of them hit the Ketris somehow. Oh yeah, because it hits the... No, it hits the strongest. How is he not considered strongest? Oh well. Let's go and kill this out, just guarantee. And then kill the other thing with a Ketris. Or the Skull, apparently. And then we Ketris that. Can you please get full mana? Only 1 left. There we go. And then we kill it with that. And let's match. If it will let us cast. And then it goes. Have I tried Bronze Lock Pistol, Greed, Ubestet, Cedric? That would be interesting. I have been considering trying to use more Bronze Lock teams. Biggest issue is I don't have it upgraded. Though actually, it doesn't really gain much from being upgraded. It's somewhat needed upgraded, though depending on what hero class we're using, it's not like too mandatory. Bronze Lock Pistol. Let's see, weapon upgrades. So we end up getting a lot of attack. So if it's in first slot, which it normally would be, that would be helpful. It's 1 extra magic as well. Destroy a random gem, so that makes it destroy slightly more. Burn the first enemy, which is really good with hero classes that do triple the burning. Deal 5 damage to first enemy, which is a little bit of poke. And then 10 gold, which can help close the gap if you didn't already have max gold capacity off of whatever you're using the gold farm. Though if you're using greed, you're pretty much going to hit it pretty immediately, though. I'll go try a Bronze Lock team, why not? But first, let me go show the thingy. This was what I was going to try using for Guild War Day today. How it'll work out is really dependent on how Raph is. It's probably not worth it because Gorgolfa is way better for how Guild Wars is scored, but I don't know, we might give it a shot. We'll see. It's going to be really inconsistent, but once it gets going, it's auto-win. Every move here is not worth it. Take a purple. Take the skull. Oh, I could have yellowed in that skull. That would have been full mana. I think we still got a pretty nice cascade. Take the brown over. Please have alignment somehow. No. Okay, we'll take the skull. As long as he doesn't kill us here. Come on, alignment. Where are you? Good, we got it. We won. Yeah, let's match. And dead. And super, super, ultra, mega dead. But yeah, that's what that team does. When it feels like working correctly, that's what it does. Now, if it could do that in Guild War, we'll be good. Problem is, it doesn't do that all the time. If it could do that 5 times in a row, we'd score like 5,700. But it's not. It's going to lose once, and then we lose all of our points, and then it's just not worth using. But I do want to kind of mess around with it some, just to kind of see how it goes. And see if we can actually get lucky enough to do that 4 or 5 times in a row. But that's what I plan on using for Guild War today. It's Skull Spam into Skull Spam into Skull Spam with Enrages. Well, actually technically Devour. Into more Skull Spam. And basically just go down that route. And see how it works. Anyways, let's go switch over to... There's something else I was about to go use. Oh yeah, I was going to go use a Bronze Lock Pistol team. Oh, what do we write that over? Let's just go find a random team down here, I guess. Let's see. Doom Raft Spam. What are you? Yeah, we'll get rid of you. Get rid of that. And let's go make a Bronze Lock team. So what do you need for this? Which way do we want to go down? Bronze Lock. Greed. Let's see. We obviously need Cedric. And now here's the real question. What do we go for the other one, though? We would need a red. You said Ubstet. Let's see. I guess because we can Bronze Lock Pistol mass spam into Ubstet, get the kill, keep getting extra stats off the Ubstets, and go from there. I guess that's worth a shot. Yeah, we could just put it like that. Okay, so we'll do it like this. It should actually be really good then. What am I looking for? I'm looking for a banner that works with this. I'm leaning towards a double onto him, probably like a double brown. Actually, the banner we're using right now is literally already perfect, so we'll just go with that. I don't even need to change the banner. And we'll go name this Bronze Lock Spear for Sunspear. It's not actually a spear, obviously, it's a missile. Anyways, let's go and give this a shot, see what happens. So we throw Greed immediately, get our Bronze Lock to full mana as quickly as we can, and go from there. Okay, so we'll do that. Get that. Try to get full mana. Didn't get it. Obviously, it's not going to be enough off of just that. But now we got most of our golds. Not all of it, though. We're getting a decent amount. And now we just start massing Bronze Locks onto the biggest threat, which is you. Get another Greed down. Throw an Ubstet and hope that's enough damage. Of course not, because we got nerfed. Go take the brown. Bronze Lock kill these for cleanup. Get all of our mana instantly. Oh wow, that's actually really, really strong. I keep forgetting how good Bronze Lock is. Do that again. Get that down again. I did mention it as like the 3rd best weapon in the game. Yeah, I barely ever use it for whatever reason. So actually, I think this is the first time I've even bothered using it with Greed. Obviously, the synergy was there, but I never bothered using it. But it's actually so much stronger than the what's his name? The Scurvy Sea Dog, because that's what we were initially using it with, and it was like, it's okay. But with Greed, wow, because it just gets so much because of the HP that you have, that it just takes 2 turns, basically. Or even 0 if you had Bronze Lock maxed. You wouldn't even need to use the second Greed. Okay, we'll go through this onto Ubstets, and then Ubstet him, oddly enough. Oh no, he's going to Ubstet us first. That shouldn't be enough damage, though. Oh, now it is. Oh no. I need full mana right now. Okay, we got full mana, but I don't have enough to kill him. I need an extra turn. Go. Alright, we'll go poke. What's the next best threat? Biggest threat. We'll go with for you. Didn't get an extra turn. That's bad. Oh, good. He didn't have enough damage. Hey, nerfed Ubstet actually came through for us. Only problem now is because I didn't hit him, I actually don't have enough damage to kill, so I need to go for another Bronze Lock. Luckily, we extra turned it. Throw an Ubstet down and get those 2 killed. Fortunately, you did not go down with it. Okay, and now we just go all in on Divinia. It gives me a turn to even do it with. Please take the skull instead of converting. Perfect. We'll go do that on you. Keep just trying to get that down. Did we take the red? Why not? Move that over. Get another pistol. Still not enough damage. Throw another pistol. And Ubsted for the win. Possibly. I don't think that's enough damage, but I'm still going for it. Come on! Don't fail us. Actually, do I take a skull instead? It's probably going to fail us. I don't trust it. Oh no, he's going to get the kill off the skull. No! Bomb bots, go. Our army of bomb bots. Win us the battle. I think I should just end the battle here. Rip. That was slightly my fault for not going all in on the Ubistet though. I was trying to distribute the damage so that I would kill the right one. I should have just went all in. But yeah, it works. I feel like it'd be a lot better if I actually maxed Bronze Lock. Well, obviously it would be. But anything would be better if you maxed it. But yeah, we'll definitely need to try this thing again once we finally max. I don't know, maybe I will go for it. Main reason I'm hesitant is I kind of want to have the ingots available for two things. If the new raid or invasion weapons are decent, I want to have it for that. And if the faction weapons are decent, I want to have it for that. Because they're probably really good in factions. It would make sense if they were. Of course, that doesn't mean they're going to make them good. Just because it makes sense doesn't mean they're going to do it. But it would make sense that faction weapons are good in factions, I would assume. Okay, we'll go and Ubistet that. Oh no, he's going to die. Aww. I should probably put Bronze Lock behind. If I'm not using a hero class that specifically uses that burning aspect, which we don't even have because we don't have it traded, I think we should actually put the Greed in first slot and then put the hero behind it. Okay, what do we do about this? I guess we actually move them so they're next to each other. Problem is it's going to block us on brown once I do that. So I do want to get Ubistet to full before I do. Oh, wait, never mind. We can just win that way. And there it goes. Actually, good thing I didn't do that, or else he might have died and then we couldn't have Ubistet killed. Because it would have shifted them next to each other. He actually has the weird capability of moving things next to each other and then getting his charm. It's one of the few good things about Cedric Sparkle Sack. Even though he's not really normally used for anything like that. Yeah, Titan would work amazingly. Anything with a half mana start would work amazingly there. The hero class I'm currently using is obviously not the greatest for it. Okay, we'll go move that. Get a little bit of greed. What was that? Go throw a purple over. What else do we need? Take the brown, let him firebomb twice, take another red, let him just go and explode, and go from there. Take a skull down, get some more gold. Never mind, we already hit max. Is there any common or rare weapon from Kazeel that you can easily fully upgrade for Kingdom Stars? You can check by checking on your menu thingy every single time, whenever you need to. If you click on the star area, and you click on a one that says you need to go upgrade weapons, it'll bring you directly to where you need to go to upgrade weapons into the exact search. So basically, let's go to this kingdom, for example. If we click here, click power, and then click here where it says fully upgrade X amount of weapons. If you do this, it'll bring you to your troop menu into the exact search of all the weapons of that kingdom. And of course, you could just change that to... wait, why is it locked in? Oh, because I went into the little menu. Wait, why is it locked in? I guess because we did it that way. Oh, it's because we're... Yeah, it's because we're doing it through the menu. But if you do it this normally, you could, of course, go to any one that you want to. So what kingdom did you say? Where did the chat go? Completely lost track of where you just said it. I cannot find your team or what you just said. Oh, there it is. It's literally the most recent one. Kazeel. Kazeel. Oh, that's Scarecrow. Kazeel. Kazeel does not have any cheap weapon. The cheapest one is a Deep Stone, and most people don't have Deep Stone. So your next cheapest would be a legendary weapon. I guess Mountain Crusher would be your best one to go for. And then maybe Runic Blade or War and Peace, question mark? Or maybe Anvil. They're all pretty bad other than Mountain Crusher. Well, actually, Runic Blade, but the only instance you would use Runic Blade is in Arena, and the perks on it don't work in Arena. But yeah, there's nothing cheap to do. The only reason why I haven't had to upgrade them yet is because it was already possible to have 8 stars or 9 stars before the weapon upgrades ever came into the game. So I already have 9 stars without needing a single Kazeel weapon upgraded. But yeah, Kazeel is actually a really hard one. Assuming you don't have Deep Stone, which pretty much no one has. You need to upgrade 2 legendary weapons to get 8 stars. That is ridiculously hard. Luckily, one of them is Mountain Crusher. So you would get that as one of them, obviously. But the second one is questionable, what you would end up doing for that. Yeah, we're going to need a lot of weapon upgrades once we start getting to like the higher levels. I think at level 13, we need to have 3 weapons or something maxed or something. There's another point where we end up needing more of them. Let's see. Let's see. Does the code still work? That's surprising. She did make them more claims, so that might be why. They have like 300, 400, 500 claims. All the ones I got in this batch. Could you substitute Yagway for Infernus or for Ubistet? Yeah, you can end up substituting them for Yagway if you wanted to. Almost any team you can end up doing that for. Depending on the team, it could be slightly worse, but it's definitely fine to go and do the replacement. Also, thank you, Eloy. Much appreciated. Have a good day. Have a good weekend. Let's see. What do you think of Raid Team? Which Raid Team? Also, your brown team is Glaceon, Cockatrice, or Glaceon, Bloodhammer, Cockatrice, Elamagrim. Interesting. That's worth considering. Because with the Cockatrice, you can end up getting that Entangle that you can disable them with. Plus, it creates a bunch of brown, which is kind of useful. Yeah, that could definitely work. Cockatrice, even just in general, is a great replacement for not owning Gorgolfa. But in that team, you can even use it for brown mana generation. It's also one of the few things that can really effectively generate its own mana. Which is obviously good on Guild War days. Okay, we'll take the Skull. It should be enough to kill it. We can go for one more explosion just to be safe, but I think that's enough. 3 HP, no. Okay, that's bad. It's really bad. He's just gonna Divinia us back. With Divinia spam. Divinia spam versus Divinia spam. Who will win? Okay, let's keep doing it. Oh wait, we were in range of killing him. What am I doing? Could have already killed it. Well, let's go do this. Get our explosion. It ruined our extra turn that we had set up there. Look at all this that one single Divinia is doing. Divinia, stop being so strong. When it's on the enemy team. You're fine to be strong on our team, just not the enemy team. Okay, let's go throw a... I'm about to throw a Ketris just to kill it, I think. I have to secure it a kill because it's too annoying. And back to exploding. Yeah, Divinia is easily top 5 legends these days. Has been ever since it came released. It's actually the strongest thing in this entire version. It was the first thing that came in this version, and is also the strongest thing that came in this version. Okay, we'll do this again. I think I'm just going to directly hit it, because at this point we need to kill something. And now we can win just from out HPing it, just like what he did to us. Except back to him. There we go. And now we can throw Ketris into anything. Actually, let's do some skull spam. And dead. There we go. That was annoying. But it still came through. Anyways, let's go give out a redeem code. Still haven't given out the second one yet, so we'll go do that. And I'll just mess around with a few more things. If you guys still had any other questions or anything, just let me know if I missed anything. Okay, but let's go give out the other code. Don't have another tribute yet. Probably have that soon. Let's go to the code section. Let's see, what do we have here under nice codes to hand out? We have, let's see. We have Make It Rain. Make it rain with resources. That's pretty much what the Greed team does. Keeps getting you so much gold. We'll save that. Boom. Make sure it works. Go from there. Put that right there. Boom, boom. Get rid of the space. Click redeem, and it does indeed work. Put that right over there. Paste it there. Copy the entire thing. Move it into chat. Put it right over there. And there you guys go. Oops, I forgot to put it below me as well. But there's a code used on gemsofwar.com underneath the game code section. Let me go and also get the code itself. That's not the right one. Where did I put it? I put it right there. Copy that. Put it below me. Go from there. Okay, where's the little section for it? Redeem code. Put that in. Boom, boom, and down it goes. Okay. So let me just center that a little bit more. And there it is. Make it rain. Or is it make it train? No, it's definitely make it rain. But it looks like make it train. Oh, it is make it rain. Never mind. I'm reading the T twice. Make it train. Yeah. Yeah. Anyways. I can't read. There you guys go. And let's go and just get the little thingy from it. Of course, your invite code can be found underneath your settings menu. Whatever your game says there is what it gives, or what you need to put in. Redeem code is found below, right where it says redeem code, and it gives the same reward as always. 2 treasure maps, 1 gem key, 200 souls, and 2,500 gold. And you'll most likely want to save those gem keys for next Mythic that is coming, or the daily tasks that tell you to do gems, keys. But, yeah, new Mythic next Friday. Best troop in game, so it'll be a lot of fun to mess around with. Let's go switch over to Agree Team. And actually make it rain with gold. Get like 3,000 something gold for this battle. Oh no, okay good, never mind. For a second I thought he was using a non-empowered version. They're still fine, especially since we have a storm going, a red storm. Makes it a lot easier for them to land extra turns. Which is actually a good thing because it makes them lose quicker, oddly enough. Why do you think of the Ray team without Infernus? You use 4 fire bombs then? What do I think of the Ray team without Infernus? For next week? It would just be Mang into whatever the Ray troop is. Just the standard way you would always do every raid that doesn't have anything. But yeah, oh nice, an epic Ingot. But yeah, it'd be Ray troop in first slot followed by hero using Mang. Or vice versa. Actually, probably vice versa. It'd be hero using Mang using Titan. Followed by the hero using, I mean, saying it in the wrong order. It is hero and first slot using Mang, using Titan as the hero class, followed by the Ray troop, followed by 2 supports, just like how you would normally do any raids. And that would work even if you don't have Infernus. We'll go move that over. Wait, what am I doing? We're up against fire bombs. I don't need to actually win the battle. I just need him to lose the battle. We don't need to win. We just need him to lose. And let's give him a skull. Luckily, it's extra turn skull. And down it goes. Yeah, no problem for the code again. When will we receive a Guild War attack team video? Oh yeah, did I never actually cover one? It's definitely something I should cover in the future. I feel like the teams I always come up with are a little bit less than desirable, though, to actually do for a guide video. But we're indirectly going to have a video like that coming very soon in which I go over Delve teams. Because Delve teams are Guild War teams just using 2 colors instead of 1. But yeah, I will have one specifically for Guild War things soon. Or in the near future. Hopefully for next Guild Wars. They have been mentioning they're doing reworks to Guild Wars, though. And to a degree, I kind of just want to wait until they do that next patch. Because Guild Wars, as it is today, will be completely overhauled eventually. Or not overhauled, but the scoring system in particular is going to be overhauled. Because obviously the scoring system right now is really hard to understand for newer players. And even just for players in general. Okay, we'll go and... we'll take the red down. Take a skull, get a kill, take another skull, and he just firebombs. And if not, we just go do that. There we go. Oh, I should through the greed first. So got in a few extra 100 gold. Yeah, I was gonna do it back then, and then I did it for the defense. I just never got around to doing it for the invasion teams. We do it every single week during the videos, though. I always try doing different things. I just haven't specifically done one single video where I'm like, here are all the teams. But we always do go over them every single Guild War week, obviously, by actually using them and talking about various ones. But yeah, I have yet to just compile them all into a video. Or at least a recent one. I have done it in the past. It's just all of them are old teams at this point. There's a lot of videos we do need to update. And 4.0 would be the perfect time, since it'll be a completely new major version. Does anyone know if the guild search works on Xbox? Example, if you know the name of the guild, can you search for it? There's currently no way to do that on any platform. Though if I'm not mistaken, it is being brought in next patch, the capability to do that. but currently it is impossible to search for a guild by name, or in any way, shape, or form, really. It is really hard to find like any form of guilds. It's a pretty messed up system at the moment.
Have a great week with your friend.
Oh, thank you, Zeddicus. And also, no, it isn't a friend that's coming over. It's actually just family. It's my aunt, who I haven't seen for about a decade now, or both of them I haven't seen for a decade. It's one of my aunts and one of her friends is what's coming down during the time. But thank you, Zeddicus. Greatly appreciated. Okay, we'll go and... what do we need here? We'll go in for another explosion. Get the Tetris down on it. They need a traded and untraded option. Oh yeah, it'd be so amazing if we could actually get a way to disable certain traits. There's a lot of things where you might not necessarily always need its traits. I think one really funny example is Leshy, where he has immune to entangle, but there are teams where you actually wouldn't want him to have immune to entangle. And there's a lot of various things, particularly on weapons. Weapons are like the biggest offender of that, where it would be so good if you could disable certain perks on it, because they're basically negative perks, oddly enough. And what's annoying is almost all of them they put on the earlier ones instead of later, so it just makes it the whole entire weapon just really clunky, and it's very annoying when they do it that way. Okay, and down it goes. Also, I still find it funny that they gave Sunspear 2 traits that it already has on one of its trees. Starting with Firestorm is something that it has, and Immune to Burning is something it already has. I have a feeling they're going to be doing the same thing with the other one, too. That or they're going to be giving it Arcane. But the Frost Mage, that is. Because they're giving it Ice, so if they give it Immune to Freeze, but also give it Immune to Freeze on the thing, that'd be a fail. Okay, well, we'll go get Divinia down. Go get a nice hit on that. Be able to go throw us with a poke, and we'll go from there. That hits pretty hard. We can go and skull spam him, which I actually kind of want to do. Though to a degree, I kind of don't. Well, I guess we don't have a choice. We just did it. Well, I guess we're going for it. We already committed. We'll do it again. Wow, we actually got double her in a row? Nice. Oh, no, you have that annoying summon thingy. Okay, let's go and how do we deal with that? I guess we go throw that at you. Good, it didn't summon again, but now we have to deal with one of these. I hate these summons so much. Go get that. Oh, I could take any yellows there, but he dies anyways. So there we go. And we'll go do the fire bombs. I mean, not the fire bombs. Well, you know, up against fire bombs, we'll do the greeds. A item scouting system would be cool, where random cards refresh every 24 hours that you can buy. Trying to figure out what you're trying to say by that. I kind of understand what you're trying to say, but yeah, that would be kind of cool. Like having a method where you could... Actually, I don't know fully what you're trying to say. Trying to like figure it out, but like kind of like a system where you could slowly over time kind of work towards various objectives. Like maybe it'll say, hey, you can kind of go get this during this time, and you can go do something to actually go and try to obtain it, or at least work towards trying to obtain it. What is the best defense you have seen so far? It's really dependent on the team itself. I wouldn't say there's any just really solid one-beat-all defend team yet. Most of them just tend to be divines as far as what's actually high up there. Other than that, drain spam teams are pretty good, but if you're using a team that's completely immune to mana drain, then, well, they're not a threat at all. Skull spam teams can get it in sometimes, but again, if you're using skull reduction and tangle and stuff like that, they're not a threat at all. A lot of teams are really just heavily dependent on what you're actually using. I still find Nyx's Farce Troll to be really annoying. So Farce Troll, Nyx attribute. But again, there are counters to it that makes it nearly useless. But I don't know, there just isn't anything so over the top right now that I'd say it'd be worth using against literally everything. There are things that are strong, it's just not that strong yet. That probably won't happen until next Friday. With the new Mythic. That would be one of those kind of teams that basically just kills everything in the entire game without question, with no counter. Actually, I shouldn't say no counter. Freeze would actually counter it. The new Frost Mage coming in a month would counter it pretty hard. So it would be a month before it comes in. Okay, we'll go and... also, I can call it now. Frost Mage will be the most annoying hero class in the entire game. It might not necessarily be the best, but it will definitely, hands down, be the most annoying. It's not even in question. Is there a way to see how many resources you have accumulated in total? You mean like throughout the entire game's history? There's no way to do that. The closest thing you can do is just check what you currently have for everything, which is of course underneath your hero page. But there's no way to check what your total accumulation is throughout the history of the game. There's currently no resource that allows you to see that. But if you go into your inventory, you can see a bunch of stuff that way, of course, as far as all these various resources. But it only shows you what you currently have, not your total that you've ever gotten throughout the history of the game. But, yeah, there's at least this. But, no, there's no way to see the full history of everything you've ever had. Hello, Traylin! Thanks for the codes. No problem. No problem. Divinia may get a nerf in 4.0. Explodes to 50%. Are they finally doing explodes to 50%? I know they were thinking about it. I never seen any confirmation on that yet, though. But, well, gotta go bring out the Bronze Lock Pistol if that happens. Bronze Lock Pistol is the new exploder if they end up nerfing exploders. It's just everyone will start using Bronze Lock Pistol then. If they do indeed nerf explosions, the first thing I'm going to do is get Bronze Lock Pistol maxed. Because that's going to be our new Gurgolfa for our battles. And we'll just mess around with that. Okay, we have a really bad board here. I need to take mana without giving him Skull. Okay, can we take a blue here? I could try taking a blue and try getting the Skull drop there. Biggest issue is... that's bad. It'll backfire. So we'll go with plan B, and that is take a really random move over here. And he just gives us that. Gives us a Skull. Problem, he has full mana, I can't do anything. What do we do about that? Oh, I could have taken that purple to get slightly more gold, so that we can actually land this. I guess we just Bronze Lock him and just hope we can get a Skull or enough damage or an extra turn or anything, and nope. Okay. Plan B, let's go and get the mana from that. Get Bronze Lock Pistol back up before he gets full mana. And kill him with Bronze Lock, because he needs to go down. He is by far the biggest threat that we have to deal with right now. We do have enough Skull damage, so that's match. We won. There's nothing you can really do. Oops, I forgot to take red. Oh well. But there's nothing you can really do at this point. Still good to that. Oh wait, why did I do it on you? I should have done it on Infernus. Speaking of doing it on Infernus, rip. Wow, that still gets destroyed sometimes. I think the biggest problem is you need to get really lucky with Bronze Lock. Also, I think we have a little bit too much synergizing with the Bronze Lock on that team. We're using 3 troops just to make Bronze Lock work. I think 2 is about the maximum you can really go before it starts to get a little bit too clunky. To a degree, we don't even need Greed. It gets us started quicker, but if we had max Bronze Lock and at least one other way to kind of gain gold to a slight degree, like a Greed as in like this Greedy, like extra gold every single thingy. But if we had something like that, it'd be really easy to go get them up and just have some kind of alternative other than Greed. Greed is nice, but we're using an entire slot just to make Bronze Lock work properly, or technically 2, because we need Cedric for it too, to fully make it work. I don't know, it just seems like we're committing just a little bit too much assets to it. Hello, Fred. Welcome. Oh, this isn't an early stream. It's the normal time. Well, for Friday and Saturday, I guess it's... well, for Friday, Saturday, it's normal time. But yeah, I guess generally compared to when we normally stream on a daily basis, it is early. Oh, so hello, Mars. Welcome. Okay, let's go move that over. Get ourselves the reds. Throw down a... he'll firebomb us twice, so let's let him have that. Hits it once, we'll throw whatever, he'll throw it twice, and then it goes. Yeah, every Friday and Saturday at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time is when we stream for about 3 hours or so. Oh, my streams are normally at 1 a.m., my nightly streams, yeah. We are going to be starting a series up next patch, where we're going to be doing some more streams in the morning. I won't be able to get on it too much initially, but we will be streaming here and there on the new Let's Play account. We're going to be starting a brand new account from scratch. I'm going to be doing almost all the playing on it on stream, for the most part. ideally on its own videos where we only play on that account and not on our main. Yeah, it should be a lot of fun. Okay, what do we need here? Come on, keep going. Keep it going. Also, does anyone know if it's possible to log on to 2 Steam accounts simultaneously? Is that possible? On the same PC? I do have 2 PCs if I really had to use 2. Also, why am I trying to find fire bombs? Let me just go back to normal PvP. I say that now and I'll probably find a fire bomb immediately as soon as I leave and it loads. Okay, no I didn't. But anyways, let's go back to, I guess, the Divine team real quick with the Ketris. Okay, we'll go and... we'll go get Divini up first. It looks better than Titan? Yes and no. If it's not in first slot, it's better than Titan. If you need it in first slot, it's not better than Titan. One thing that Titan still has that will make it better in some instances, particularly with Mang, is it has half mana start, it has barrier spam, which is the most noteworthy difference, and it has enrage. All 3 of those Frost Mage does not have. But Frost Mage does have half mana start, it has the best freezes in the game pretty much, and it has the mass explosion. It has even better elemental synergy than Titan, which is relevant for things like a furnace and such. Yeah, barrier on brown matches is really important for when you're playing solo hero, because it allows your hero to never die, or at least in theory never die, or at least makes it a lot harder for it to die. Yeah, we're going to be doing a complete early game series with the account. And it's all just going to be streams, which will make it a lot easier to do them for longer periods of time as well. As well as do it pretty much whenever. And they're going to be more towards the morning whenever they are done. Just so that people in other time zones will be able to see it. And then upload it later in the day. Once it actually renders. When is the undead content coming out? Sounds good. Do you mean the Underworld? It's coming out next patch. I mean, obviously. It's coming out next week. Probably Monday, though it hasn't been confirmed, but sometime next week we should be getting new patch, most likely. So yeah, we have that to look forward to, probably on Monday. What about using Archer class, half mana, Light Fingers for gold, Precision for bonus, Magic of Missile, and then traded Bronze Lock? That could work slightly. The only issue with that is I'd want to kind of have a hero that either has Enrage, Barrier, if we were like to use that as optimally as possible, Enrage, Barrier, and or Barrier, which would be Titan, or we'd want to have that triple burning thing, because Bronze Lock would get burning every time, and then we'd be able to one-shot Skull pretty much everything, which ideally would be the way we'd want to go down it. Oddly enough, I feel like Warlord would almost be the best thing with Bronze Lock. The only real big issue with that is it doesn't have half mana start. Half mana start is pretty important for it, obviously, which we're not using right now because we're not using the correct hero. But any hero class with half mana start tends to just be really decent. And anything that ever gets Arcane automatically has half mana start, even if it doesn't have it on a trait. And some of them can still get it by alternative means. Like, for example, what's it called? The Warden hero class doesn't have a half mana start, but it can get one off of Forest Guardian. Yeah, does anyone still have any other questions? Otherwise, I probably will start heading off in the next battle or two. So let me know if there was anything you guys still wanted me to go over or wanted to talk about. Otherwise, I'll probably be heading off and enjoying the rest of the weekend. Actually, it's a pretty nice day. Probably going to go... I haven't really gotten swimming much this week. Or, I mean, this summer, just in general. I don't know why. It's kind of funny. I live, like, right on the beach, yet I, like, barely ever go to the beach. And if I do, it's normally just, like, normal swimming. Or, you know, like, not to the beach, but just to the pool. We'll go and get a hit there. Get an explosion. If it'll click. And what else do we need from there? I guess we kill you just because you're annoying. Oh, you know what? I should actually throw hero because we're going to get full mana anyways. We're going to super overkill it. I definitely should have threw that hero. We could have already won right now if I would throw that hero. Whoops. It's not that big a deal, though. But we'll throw that hero. Oh, no, it still dies regardless. Okay, I guess that works. Which weapon from Sin and Mirage is worth upgrading fully in order to increase the kingdom to level 5? Neither. Neither of them are worth it, but you just have to do one of them. I end up doing it with the book, but you can do it with the weapon as well. Either or. They're both useless. You just have to pick one and upgrade it. But yeah, they're both equally useless, so just pick one and go from there. But yeah, you do need to upgrade one in order to get 5-star. That is required, unfortunately. And if you do, you end up getting one whole extra attack for every single troop in every single battle. So it is pretty worth it to do it. One attack is quite a bit of extra value to get simply from upgrading a single weapon. But yeah, it really just comes to your own decision. You're not going to use either of them ever. So just choose one and fully max it and go from there. Anyways, guys, thank you so much for coming down. Hope you all really enjoy the rest of your weekends. Yeah, soon we'll have 4.0. A couple days from now. Next time, if I am streaming on Friday and Saturday, next time in the morning streams, we will have 4.0 around. Actually, our next morning stream might even be for the new account that we'll have, maybe on like Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, or sometime. We'll see. But anyways, guys, hope you all have a good time. I'll see you all later. Best of luck with everything. And as far as things that are coming up, of course, we have 4.0 next week, which is the most relevant thing. Class events still last until Monday if you want to go do that. You have the new bird coming in on Wednesday, which is going to be Suncrest bonus. Next Thursday is going to be Warlord, if you want to go get that upgraded. The most newer players and mid-game players probably already have that pretty leveled. And Friday will be... what is Friday? New Mythic is Friday. And that's pretty much everything. Anyways, guys, thanks for coming down. And I'll see you all later. Goodbye, everyone, and enjoy the weekends.